Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, December 28th. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, joined by my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. TC, how you doing, big fella?
Doing pretty good, Christmas is past. We had a great Christmas, with family and everyone. But I miss big time Jerry. He's out there on the other side, South Carolina. I'm in the West Coast. My brother Casey, fun time as well. But we may do. We had fun. There's some deals in baseball that went down, and our good friend IKF left us. That's a little sad. But hey. We'll move on, from the Yamamoto and all that, nonsense. We'll move on. We'll pick ourselves up, and we'll see what's headed for 2024. And this is the last show of 2024, last Tuesday show or Thursday show, right?
Yes.
So let's make it a good one. We got good guests. So how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's going to be a good show. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. I got to shout out my guy Steve Schumann, who's in the building. Stevie Pooh, I haven't seen you in a minute. Hope all is well, Steve. I hope your family's doing good. I hope you're doing good, Steve. Like I said, I haven't seen you in a while, so I was worried about my Stevie Pooh, but we got Steve Schumann who is in the chat. Shout out to everybody who was in the building. Like TC said, we got a special guest who will be joining us at 11:30. My guy Frank Luna will be in the building. We will be doing our New Year's giveaway. To enter the New Year's giveaway, you just got to throw a super chat. Whatever you guys want to give for a super chat donation, you could just throw it out there. That will enter you into the contest, into the duck race. Shout out my guy, Jimmy Randazzo, you handsome son of a bitch, you, Jimmy. Hope all is well. Guys, if you guys don't know who Jimmy Randazzo is, make sure you go on Twitter, follow my guy, support the Jimmy Randazzo show. Jimmy, hope all is well. Hope you and your family had a great holiday weekend. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, happy Festivus, whatever you celebrate around the soul cycle celebration to you. My guy, I'm tired is in the building. But guys, I got someone else that's going to join the conversation with me and TC's. There's a lot of you guys that's been following us since day one, right? Before I had my guy TC Stills as my co-host, I had a young kid. My guy Frankie was my co-host for about half of a year before he had to go off to college. So let's welcome back Frankie. Everybody give the rounds of applause into the chat for my guy Frankie Two Fingers, who's in the building. Frankie, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good, man. You
got older, bro. You got, you're in college.
I got a mustache now, bro.
You got a mustache now. Man, Frankie, thank you for hitting me up. You hit me up and you was like, can you come on the show? And it's an open door policy. Whenever you free, whenever you got time, you could come on with us and rock out, Frankie. But Frankie, let the people know how you been. How's been college? How's the family? All is well?
Yeah, school's good, man. I'm enjoying it. I just finished my third semester, so I'm almost halfway done. So it's going so fast. I feel like yesterday I left, and the last thing I did, of course, was the day before I left, I went to Yankees Mets. It was the night before I left. I left the next morning, so I feel like that was the only fitting thing to really send me off. But yeah, man, it's
nice.
Crazy. I'm loving it. It's a great time.
Yeah. Shout out my guy David Cohen, who is in the building with the $2 super chat. David Cohen, you will be entered for the giveaway later on in the show.
Yes, sir.
If you guys want to be entered in the giveaway, you seen what David did. He did a $2 super chat. That right there gets you into the giveaway. Whatever you want to give, if it's $2, $3, $5, whatever you want to give, it will enter you into the super chat. But Frankie, one of the things that we did on the show before you left, and a lot of people don't know, is when the Yankees got rid of Joey Gallo.
Oh my God.
You were able to
remember that?
You were able to get rid of your Joey Gallo jersey.
I was able to get rid of that thing, man.
Yeah, one of the funniest highlights. But also, Frankie plays baseball in college, and he has a he has a nice segment when he goes to different schools and he grades their bullpen, which is one of my funniest things that I watch on the internet. Frankie, I just want to ask you, how did you come up with that idea when it comes to the bullpen?
I don't know. I just one day I was actually on the bus on the way to an away game. And crappy bus, like you remember in high school you had the yellow school bus.
Yes,
yeah. You were on a yellow school bus.
Oh wow!
On the way to a game, but I was sitting on TikTok, and like a bullpen review came up on my TikTok. I was like, shit, man, that's pretty funny. So I was like, screw it, I'm doing that today. So
yeah,
so I'm a pitcher, so
it's funny, guys. Make sure you guys go follow Frankie on Instagram and on TikTok as well, so you could watch that footage. But guys, let's get into the conversations because TC, it's been a minute since we talked, basically like a week.
Yeah,
and we've had some news that dropped. Yoshinobu Yamamoto signed with the LA Dodgers yesterday. He had his press conference with the Dodgers as well. Listen, I know a lot of Yankee fans out there, they're a bit upset that Yamamoto signed with the Dodgers and not with the Yankees. The tweet that broke all of our hearts last week, John Heyman putting it out there that the Yankees decided not to match the Dodgers on the $325 million bid. They offered $300 million. They thought it was the right offer. They didn't believe anyone should have a bigger deal than Garrett Cole. The Yankees preferred an opt-out. They offered an opt-out after the 5th year, but they did not add that $50 million sign-in bonus. John Heyman reports that it is highly unlikely that the signing bonus it mattered at all. Listen, TC, I've had this conversation with my guy Don Sicario on Tuesday, so I'll throw it over to you and then throw it over to Frankie to get your take when it comes to Yamamoto and his contract. And also, if you can, talk to the Yankee fans that are a bit upset that the Yankees didn't go out there and match the 325.
Yeah, I was a bit shocked and upset as much of the Yankee universe was when I heard the news. I was watching Pete, and we all just couldn't believe it. But when you look at what transpired, I believe that Ohtani and Yamamoto had this planned all the way back to probably the World Baseball Classic, and he deferred $680 million. So that was a red flag to me. It was like, oh, he's opening the door for the Dodgers to make some bigger moves, and this is what they did. And the Yankees, I mean, hats off to Hal and Cashman. They offered a substantial amount. I mean, $300 million, 10-year deal. I mean, he was going to get $30 million, and he didn't deserve more than Garrett Cole, and I agree with that. He hasn't even pitched one day in the major leagues. So, when it comes down to it, I mean, they were willing to give him, $30 million, more AAV than the Dodgers gave him. Dodgers, 12 over 325. And I think even if the Yankees went to 325, he was already, his heart was with the Dodgers and Ohtani and all this, was all planned out, like I said. So, we move on, and there's brighter days out there. There's other pitchers. There's moves that Cashman can make. I know it's probably going to take some. It's going to be some tough trades. We're going to have to give up some prospects, but there's guys out there that can help us out. Like we said, we're going to talk about Burnes and Bieber and Cabrera and guys like that. Dylan Cease. So. Get off the ledge, guys. It's not the end of the world. We got a lot of things happening before the start of the season. So I believe in Hal and Cashman. I believe that they can get something done, hopefully before spring training. So let's look forward to that.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to get creative. Before I throw it over to Frankie, we got 56 people in the building. If you guys can, smack that like button for your boys. And if this is your first time watching the Yankees Morning Brew, hit the subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously with the growth of the channel. I just want to say we are sitting on 2,254 subscribers on our way to 3,000 subs. So if you guys can, smack the subscribe button. I remember when me and Frankie used to rock out.
We used to have like 200, bro. Back when I was here, we had like 300.
Yeah, that was like the most we had an episode, but we used to be doing 5 to 10 people in the chat at once, and we used to get excited when there was 10 people.
I used to be like, damn, we got 15 people in here.
Yeah,
like 60, man. Good for you guys. That's awesome.
Frankie, I'll throw it over to you. What's your take on Yamamoto, the contract? Folks in the chat, give us your thoughts as well. Anthony Medina with a $4.99 super chat. Sup, Hector and TC. Hope you guys had a great Christmas and hope you have an even better New Year. Let's go, Yankees. Anthony Medina will be entered into the giveaway later on in the show. Frankie, the floor is yours.
I mean, obviously Yamamoto didn't deserve more than the Cy Young Award winner from last year because, I mean, Garrett Cole is the best pitcher on planet Earth right now. And when you have a guy coming over from Japan who hasn't, he was really good over there. But when you have a guy coming over from Japan who hasn't thrown a pitch in the MLB, he has no right to be making more than the best pitcher, on the planet. But there's one guy out there that isn't getting talked about. He just won a Cy Young too, Blake Snell. No one has said a word about Blake Snell.
Yeah,
it's all been Yamamoto. It's all been Yamamoto, Ohtani. Blake Snell is coming off his second Cy Young award. He's one of the few guys in MLB history to win it in both leagues. I don't know why. Like I said, Yamamoto's an elite arm talent, but I don't know why a guy who hasn't thrown a pitch in the United States is getting more attention than a guy who just won a second Cy Young.
Yeah.
So Blake Snell has to be talked about more. I don't think the Yankees are going to go out and sign him, but I would love for the Yankees to pull in Blake Snell because if you pull in Blake Snell, we have the 2 Cy Young Award winners from last year. That is if we have that rotation of Cole and then Snell, a healthy Rodon, hopefully, and then Cortez and Montas. I like that better than a rotation with Yamamoto, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
At least maybe the rotation with Yamamoto has more potential to be good. But I'm more comfortable going into the season with Blake Snell over Yamamoto.
And also too, Frankie, when it comes to Blake Snell, he has pitched in the AL East. He won his first Cy Young with the Tampa Bay Rays. So it's not like this guy never pitched in the AL East.
It's not like he's never faced these teams.
He's pitched in Yankee Stadium. He's pitched in Fenway Park. He's pitched in Baltimore. He always killed us when he was with the Tampa Bay Rays. But I want to just talk real quick when it comes to the Yamamoto contract. And I see a lot of people out there. Shout out to my homie Davila on Twitter. She says people really think that the Yankees and Yankee fans should be embarrassed. I wanted Yamamoto just as much as anybody, but I'm not mad at the Yankees at all. This guy never thrown a pitch in the MLB, like TC said. I thought Ohtani's contract was ridiculous, and I think Yamamoto's will be as well. Listen, when it comes to Yamamoto contract, the Dodgers offered him a higher total contract at $325 million for over 12 years. But when you look at the offer that the Yankees offered him, they offered him $300 million for 10 years. That's an AAV of $30 million per season. They offered him 2 opt-out clauses as well. One, after his 29th season, he will be 29 years old. And the second one was after his 30-year-old season. When you look at the Dodgers contract, and this is according to MLB Trade Rumors says the final numbers when it comes to Yamamoto's AAV is yet unknown. So according to the speculations and according to MLB Trade Rumors, they not deferred, they backloaded the contract with a lot of that money. So his first 5 to 6 years, the guarantee money that he would get from the Dodgers is less than what he would have gotten from the Yankees. The Dodgers, the opt-out that he has in his contract, he'll be a free agent when he's 30 years old. TC, Frankie, you guys both know, folks in the chat, a pitcher gets offered more money if he's 29 years old rather than he's 30 years old. So when you look at the offer that the Yankees offered him, it was a very competitive and solid offer that they offered him. Like I said, $30 million a season with an opt-out before he's 29, 30 years old to go back into the free agency market and get more money, it just goes to show me that from the beginning of this conversation, he just wanted to be a Dodger. He didn't want to be a Yankee. I know a lot of the rumors and reports said that the Yankees were favored. Listen, a lot of the reporting this offseason has been off. You saw it with the Shohei Ohtani's going to the Toronto Blue Jays. That never happened.
He's on a flight to Toronto.
He's on a flight to Toronto. The different reports when it comes to Juan Soto, and he's going to get traded today. No, he's going to get traded next week. No, he's going to get traded tomorrow. So the reporting this offseason was very, very, very off. So when it comes to Yamamoto and his contract, when you look at the numbers, the Yankees did offer a better AAV. The Dodgers offered him more totals contract. But if you're Yamamoto, you're going to opt out when you get that first opt out so you could go back into free agency and make more money. So to me, it seems like the Yankees did offer a better offer. The Dodgers, they were able just to sign the deal with the guy that wanted to be with the Dodgers for a little bit more money when it comes to the total contract. What's your thoughts on that, TC? And let's throw it over to Frankie to get his thoughts as well. Before we do that, my guy Acevedo with the $2 super chat. It will take creativity, but they need to go for Burnes. Acevedo, I do not disagree with you. As of right now, we got Acevedo, David Cohen, and Anthony Medina entered in the giveaway that we will be having later on in the show when my guy Frank Luna joins us. If you guys want to enter into that contest, just leave a super chat. It could be a $2 super chat, a $5 super chat, whatever you want to give. Go ahead, TC. The floor is yours.
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, the whole this was all planned out. Ohtani and Yamamoto made this happen. So, I mean, the Yankees did all they could. They scouted this guy for a couple years. They gave a great offer. I mean, us as Yankee fans have been screaming for them, get involved, throw some money around. And they did. They offered a better contract, I believe, $30 million a year. For a guy that hadn't pitched a day in the major leagues, and he decided to choose the Dodgers. And it was already he's already selected the Dodgers. The Mets offered the same amount. He went to the Dodgers. So, hats off to Hal and Cashman for doing their due diligence and offering the money. And now we have money to spend elsewhere. And I hope they still are going to use that money because we gotta fill in this rotation. It's not ready for the 2024 season. I mean, we fixed our offense, but we got to get that pitching staff situated. But at the end of the day, we move on. There's guys out there like I was saying, Burnes and Cease, and we gotta look elsewhere. It's too bad. I mean, that he all the hype that he said I want to be a Yankee and this and that, blah, blah, blah. It was just all, just smoke and mirrors. It was, it's too bad, but got to move on, Yankee fans. We got to just let it go.
Yeah, just gonna have to let it go, like TC said. Before I throw it over to Frankie, shout out my guy Patrick Sinclair, who's in the building. Mac Wiles is in the building. My guy Anthony Garcia, mi hermano from the Republic of the Dominicans. Anthony, how are you doing? Big time Jerry Cadill's in the building. Big time Jerry, how you doing? My guy Brett Alexander's in the building. Brett, how you doing? Ultra Cowboy fan. He may be a Cowboy fan, but he's still number one in my heart. My guy Frankie, the floor is yours.
Go Cowboys, by the way.
Yeah, I forgot Frankie's a Cowboy fan. Yeah, I forgot that shit.
Could be the year.
I mean, I think it goes without saying that this team really, really needs a new starting pitcher, especially after what we saw out of Rodon last year, what we saw out of Nestor before he got hurt. Who knows if we're going to re-sign Montas? You know what I mean? The only consistent guy in that rotation is Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
And
how Frankie, I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. I know you was in the middle of giving your take, but if you had to level it out, right, when it comes to your confidence in Carlos Rodon having a bounce back season, what's your thoughts on Carlos Rodon and how important is it for Carlos Rodon to have a healthy and a bounce back season? What's your thoughts on that, Frankie?
I think he can do it. Last year They when they were struggling last year, like when Judge went down, when Rizzo went down, when he came back and made that first start against the Cubs, he wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
he wasn't healthy.
That's the key. Yep.
He was still hurt, and then he comes back and gets shelled. He was getting lit up. The only good start I can remember was that Cubs start, his first start back. But he got shelled by the Mets. He got shelled by the Astros. And then
Tampa Bay also beat up on him. Yeah.
And then they reevaluated him, and they were like, "Oh, he's still hurt, right?"
Yeah.
So they put him back on the IL, and I actually went to his first start back off the IL against Washington. Washington, who I know the record didn't look good, but they had a sneaky good offense last year with Candelaria before he got traded. Keibert Ruiz was a stud, but his first start back, he comes in and gives us 6 innings of 1-run baseball against the honestly very solid Washington Nationals offense. And then he looked better once he came back. So I think he can do it. I know the overall season numbers didn't look good. His ERA was above 5. I don't think his strikeouts per 9 was that special, but I think he's too talented of a player to not bounce back, or at least play as bad as he did last season. And we saw, at least for me, I think I saw enough once he came back off the second IL stint, which, by the way, that's when he was slated to come back. He came back a month early. Was mid to late August. That's when he was supposed to come off the injury, and that's when he started to look better. I saw enough out of Rodon the second time he came off the IL for me to be like, all right, I think he's going to be fine, or at least good enough as we need him to be, because we don't need him to be the ace that he was in San Francisco. We have the best pitcher on the planet. Know what I mean? We need him to be a solid number 2. I know we're not paying him to be a solid number 2. 6 years, $162 million is a lot of money, but that's just all we need. We need him to give us 200 innings, have like a 3.4 ERA, and that's perfect.
And to your point, Frankie, when it comes to Carlos Rodon, just as long as he is healthy, right? I was having a conversation on Tuesday. For me, I would say, you said 30 starts. For me, I would say at minimum 24 starts for Carlos Rodon, just to start the season off right. At bare minimum, I'm gonna need 24 starts out of Carlos Rodon. Give me a second, because we got 73 people in the building. If you guys can't smack that like button for your boys. Shout out to my guy Richie Rivera from Empire State of Baseball. If you guys aren't subscribed to Empire State of Baseball, what are you doing with your life? Go and support them. Go and show them some love. Go and give them a sub and support our guys over there. Shout out to JT with the $1.99 super chat. JT, you will be entered into the giveaway later on in the show. As of right now, we got 4 contestants for the giveaway. If you guys want to get down with the giveaway, all you got to do is leave a super chat, whether it's a $1.99, whether it's a $4.99, whatever you want to leave will get you entered into the giveaway. Shout out to everybody that is here rocking out with us this morning. I just want to highlight my guy El Don Sicario is in the building. Shout out my guy El NYY's El Numero Uno Ruben is in the building as well. Brother? Frank Luna should be joining us within the next 5 to 10 minutes. We will be having an open panel later on today at 12 or 12:15. We'll put the link out there for the open panel. But boys, I know when it comes to Yamamoto, we can have this conversation all day, right? When it comes to Yamamoto, when it comes to our thoughts, our feelings on Yamamoto. But before we get into the Corbin Burnes situation, because I got Frank Luna backstage, so we'll bring up Frank so we can kick things off for the giveaway and obviously rock out with our guy Frank. But TC, I want to ask you, when it comes to the prospects, right? We all know prospects are like lottery tickets, right? They can never project out to hit when it comes to prospects. How reluctant are you going to be this offseason? Are you going to jump the gun and trade whatever prospects you can, or are you going to still be smart about things, handling these trade negotiations? How desperate do you think the Yankees need to be in these conversations to get a Corbin Burnes or to get a Edward Cabrera or to get a Shane Bieber? What are you thinking about the prospects? And let's throw it over to Frank to get his thoughts before I bring my guy Frank Luna up.
Yeah, I don't think they need to be desperate at this point. We're not at that point. As far as certain pitchers, like Corbin Burnes is going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to get him over here. And if we're going to give up top 5 prospects like a Spencer Jones or Everson Pereira or someone like that, well, I think we need something else back, because Corbin Burnes is going to be a free agent. It's 1 year. It's a rental. I mean, we did this with Soto. We gave up 4 or 5 pitchers, for a rental at this point. So for Corbin Burnes, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at, they're gonna have to throw in another player or two, or we're gonna have to not give up as much. But I think in order to get Burnes, we're gonna have to. It's gonna be a Spencer Jones, Pereira, maybe like a Glaber. I mean, it's gonna be a 3, 4, 5 guys, and I don't know if we're ready to do that, but. Maybe a Bieber or a Cease might not cost as much if they want just offensive players, Pereira, Peraza, something like that. I'd like to hang on to Glaber for at least half the season to see how he does and see how this offense clicks. I don't think we have much pitching to give up as far as prospects. We need some depth. We're already looking for starting pitching when we can't give up a Will Warren or a Hampton or a Beater. I mean, we there's not much left down there in AAA. So they might be looking at like a Bieber or Cease. Cease is even he might be costly as well. So it's going to be tricky.
Cease may be costly just because of the control, how many years he has.
He's got 2 years still. So yeah, it's going to be a tricky situation. Hopefully Cashman's trying his best to. Maybe there's somebody else out there that under the radar. I see even Luis Castillo is a possible possibility to be available.
Yeah, we could kick the tires on that one again when it comes to Luis Castillo.
Yeah,
let's
go ahead. I think the Marlins are the perfect team to be trading with. I like the Cabrera, Luzardo. Maybe one of those pitchers would definitely cost less than a Spencer Jones. So
I'm right there with you. Again, we got 91 people in the building. If you guys can't smack that like button, let's get to 100 people in the stream, because we got our guy Frankie back. Frankie, let's give you your take when it comes to the Yankees prospect. Who are you holding on to? How do you feel about the prospects? And after Frankie go, I'm gonna bring my guy Frank Luna up to join us in on the conversation. But Frankie, my guy, the floor is yours, brother.
There are 2 guys I would kind of consider untouchable. That is obviously Jason Dominguez.
Oh, yeah.
And call me crazy, but I am not giving up Spencer Jones. I don't care what you give me. I don't care. I live 35 minutes from the Hudson Valley Renegades, Yankees single A affiliate, and I went down to see them this year specifically because I wanted to see Spencer Jones. That guy is a freak of nature. He's Aaron Judge with Harrison Bader's speed and Harrison Bader's glove. He's a freak of nature. He hit an outside pitch. He hit a slider. See, I'm a nerd, right? I'm a college baseball player. I really lock in when I'm watching a game. He hit an outside slider 450 feet to dead center. Who does that?
Yeah. And to let people know, Frankie is a pitcher on top of it. So for a pitcher to be complimenting a hitter like that goes to show you that my guy Frankie saw some things when it came to Spencer Jones. Go ahead, Frankie. My fault.
I saw the same things. Like I said, I'm not far from the single A affiliate. So whenever there's a guy down there, me and my pops especially really try and make a trip. And I saw the same things in Dominguez. I saw the same things in Volpe. You know what I mean? So
how was his fielding, Spencer Jones?
Great. He has a good arm. I don't think it gets talked about enough, but he has a cannon of an arm. He threw a guy out at home. I went to 3 games, so I kind of have a decent sample size.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has a pretty good arm. Threw a guy out at home at one of the games I went to. He just hits the ball hard, man. And I think an underrated part of his game is that he does not swing at pitches outside of the zone. Like call it, maybe say, oh, he's in single A. No, man, he does not chase at all. He has, and also those tickets are $10. So I always sit front row for $10. So I can see everything. And he does not chase. And when he swings, he's swinging to kick the shit out of that ball. And he does.
What doesn't get talked about a lot when it comes to Spencer Jones is that he fell in our laps, because when he was drafted, he was just coming off of Tommy John, right? So he fell in our lap. Yeah. If he had a healthy senior season or a healthy last year in college, no Tommy John or anything, Spencer Jones would have been a top 5, top 10 pick in the draft easily.
Oh, yeah.
We got lucky.
But we definitely got lucky. You got to knock on wood. Thank you for the Yankees front office and scouting department. I'm right there with you, Frankie.
I agree. I don't either.
You almost never draft a talent like Spencer Jones that late. And when you get extremely lucky with a guy like that, you do not give him up. Unless you trade me Jesus Christ himself, I'm not giving up.
Frankie, I'm right there with you. And shout out to my guy, the Frankie Yankee, with the $2 super chat. I would trade for Bieber, sign Giolito or Woodruff. Frankie, those are great points there.
I wouldn't hate Woodruff. Woodruff is out for the season this year, but he's a stud when he's on the field. So.
Bieber is a nice option. We'll talk about Bieber later on. Also, Yankee Frankie, just so you know, the $2 super chat gets you into the giveaway. And talking about giveaway, we got our guy Frank Luna. Oh, my fault. Sorry about that. Frank, let me get a thumbs up. Let me know you're good to go so I can bring you up. There's my guy, Frank Luna. How are you doing, my brother?
There he is. What's up, Frank?
Oh, you just muted, Frank. You just got to
muted
yourself, bro. Got to figure out, technology, 2023, right? Technology. It's on the bottom of your screen. It should be a bar.
There it is.
I was waiting for Celso to pop up, man, and tell me how to do that thing.
Yeah, he'll come up.
So what you do is you hit the unmute button. What up, Frank?
Let's go.
What's up?
Hope all is well, Frank. How's your family doing? Hope you've been doing well. Hope you had a great Christmas. How are you feeling, Frank?
Everybody's good, man. I've been listening to you guys, enjoying the conversation. Pleasure to meet my man Frankie. I don't think our paths have crossed before, but great insight. You too, my man. You too. Great insight on Spencer Jones, man. I saw him at Hudson Valley a couple times in Somerset, and he's definitely playing a different game than a lot of the guys at those levels right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but for a lot of you guys that don't know about our friend Frank Luna, he does a lot of events when it comes to like the Yankees minor league system. Also, he does stuff with he did an event last year with Jake Bauer. We had him on after he had that event. He did one as well with Oswaldo Cabrera, who was one of the fan favorites of the Yankees. He did a signing with Jose Trevino as well. And talking about Jose Trevino, Frank, I know you and we talked for a little bit, but let the people know, if you don't have to get all into the conversation you and Trevi had, but let the fans know, what's your thoughts about Jose Trevino and his comeback for the 2024 season?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. So I was with Trevi for about 2 days. And the Saturday we had an event, and then that dude left the event and went and hit. Like, he was connecting with Todd Frazier to work out that night. Now think about that. He just had people like grabbing at him for 2 hours, sign this, sign that, take every photo on the planet. And he's already got planned like how he's going to work out that night. Then I met him Sunday morning, picked him up at the hotel. We had a drive from Asbury Park to Yankee Stadium. I thought I liked Jose Trevino. Like, a good player, right? Gold Glove year.
Good dude, yeah.
Platinum Glover, All-Star, like you name it, right? Like, great in the community. I thought I liked Jose Trevino before I got to spend a little time with him. Bro, I walked away. Like, that dude is a dog. And that word gets overused a lot. I feel like in all of sports, we think we want to win a World Series. Man, that guy is so dialed in to come back and contribute. And I can't say enough about that guy. Like, he wants to win. He wants to win more than anybody, like more than any of us. We think like we want the Yankees to win a World Series. I mean, I'm rocking a Jimmy Buffett shirt right now. Normally I would have like some Yankees gear on, but we think because we're rocking a Yankees cap and a jersey. Yeah, rest in peace. That's right. We think we want to win the World Series, bro. These guys want to win. Same thing with Oswaldo. I had a similar time with Oswaldo earlier this fall.
Dude.
Bro, and these guys are hungry, man. They know as a team, they didn't do what they needed to do last year.
Yeah.
And we think they want to do stuff for us. Like, these guys are pros, man. Like, they are at the highest level of sports, playing on the biggest stage. Frankie probably gets it. Like, he's a college guy. Like, he's doing it right. Like, he's hustling, and he might have a kid in the stands be like, bro, how are you walking this scrub 9-hitter? And we think the fans are mad, but like Frankie's probably more mad than any fan could be.
Oh yeah. Nothing I hate worse. Nothing I hate worse, I should say.
Yeah,
and Frank, sorry to cut you off, but if I'm not mistaken, Trevino had his hand wrapped when he went to bat too, right?
Well, I mean, he had that injury. I think he was
wrist injury, right?
Yeah, wrist injury. I think he was hurt for a while there, and I think he tried playing through it. And he didn't tell me one way or another.
Yeah.
So I'm just
he was hurt in spring training.
Yeah. I mean, he was dealing with a little bit of an injury for a while, and that shows too the kind of guy that he is. That he was trying to get through that injury, and I think another interesting thing, and I don't know if you guys talked about it yet, but he's on my mind because we have an event coming up January 27th, a Q&A. Listen to this, bro.
Let them know.
A Q&A and then like a VIP meet and greet that comes with all you can eat and drink with Aaron Boone. Now, the ticket levels start at $20. So you can imagine we're right near a college, Monmouth University down at the Jersey Shore. So for the $20 entry, you get to come in and like you have as good a chance of asking Aaron Boone a question as the people who are paying like $150 a ticket for the all you can eat and drink, and it is at a sports bar. So I am like, I am so stoked for that. It's there's gonna be autograph signing and you can get pictures and stuff with Boone, but like, dude, imagine that crowd, $20 entry.
Oh yeah.
And the cool thing, like Boone knows
out in Jersey, getting a meet and greet with Aaron Boone at a sports bar.
Yeah.
Get out of here, man.
He's Boone actually a good dude. I met him. I met him at the winter meetings. He's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Frank, you said it's January. What's the dates for it and where's it at so people can know? January
27th at Baseline Social, which is a really neat bar in Oceanport, New Jersey. It's a noontime event. So, like, what else are you doing on a Saturday in January? I don't think there's really football at that point to compete with it. Maybe that night or Sunday. Yeah, man, TC, like TC said, like I was with Boone last year. We did an event with him, and that dude showed up an hour early to do a roundtable meet and greet with some veteran leaders for like veteran service organizations from my area. Dude showed up an hour early, and did that, spent time with those guys. And, somebody who served myself, like that means the world when guys will show up. And dude, it wasn't in the contract. Like I threw it to his agency. I was like, hey man, if he wants to do this, I can get it done. And he's like, look, man, no brainer. Like we'll be there early. And it wasn't like a 15-minute early. It was like, hey, we're going to be way early for this. So, but another thing those guys talked about is, bro, they love Boone. These players, and that's why I think he's back.
Coach. Yeah,
the players love him. The players absolutely love him.
He sticks up for him, man. He has
all their backs. That's why
of a coach is sticking up for your guys, and he does that better than anybody. I know
he's ready to go. He's ready to go to war with them. He's a former player
as much as his boys do. And an underrated part of a coach is a guy who goes out there and, like I said, has his guys back. And Aaron Boone gets a lot of slack. I see like on Twitter or I'll hear like announcers talking about it like during a game. Like he runs in, gets ejected, does some stupid shit like Aaron Boone kind of tends to do when he gets mad. Does and he gets a lot of slack for that. But
listen, for me,
I love playing for a coach who
Frankie, for me, right? You know, and I know a lot of players, a lot of fans, they love to beat up on the front office or Aaron Boone. Listen, I lay it out like this.
Yeah.
Aaron Boone, as a manager, he does what he's supposed to do out there, right? He goes to war with his guys. He's able to manage the bullpen. Aaron Boone is not Brian Cashman, right? So when it comes to Aaron Boone, he didn't go out there and trade for IKF. He didn't go out there and trade for this.
Boone can't make trades, man. It's
exactly.
Not
so, you know, everybody has their own role on the team. But Frank, I want to ask you, after the Yamamoto saga that happened, it's over, it's done with. What's your thoughts about Yamamoto? Where do you think the team needs to go? I know you're connected with a lot of the prospects. If you had to choose any of the prospects to trade away, I don't want to put you on the spot, but what's your thoughts about that aspect, Frank?
Look, I was not surprised. I think I heard you guys talking when the whole Ohtani deal went down and all that money was pushed off. I was like, man, and I put myself in Yamamoto's shoes. Imagine you can play with like the not even generational, like probably ever. Like, I mean, literally Babe Ruth and Ohtani are the only two in that conversation that do what they are doing. And like, you can play with the dude you won the World Baseball Classic with, and like the next decade of your life, like, you know, a guy that you played with from your home country. Like, I was not shocked. Once I saw that, I wasn't shocked. So it's on to the next one. I mean, I think you got to make a move. I think Frankie was talking about Blake Snell. I mean, dude, I don't care. Go get them all. And
go get one guy. One guy.
Yeah, and Corbin Burnes, I don't know that you give up a Spencer Jones. Yeah, I don't know you give up a Spencer Jones right now. But I'll tell you what, if they plan on re-signing Soto, there's a little bit of a logjam in that outfield. So, you know, do you start Spencer Jones in the outfield? You move Judge to first? I mean, you know, there's a million and one things you could do there.
Soto can DH.
Judge, Jones.
Got Dominguez, Spencer Jones, and Judge. I like that.
Spencer Jones played first base at Vanderbilt also, so that's always an option right there when it comes to Jonesy.
I mean, Spencer Jones does have experience at first base. He actually played first base in one of the Renegades game I saw him. But I just think he's too good of a glove to stick at first base, man. Like of course that's always an option. And it's not like Judge where they're like, oh, he's 6'8", he can play first base. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things. It's like he's actually played there at the college and the professional level. So if need be, we have to put Spencer Jones at first base.
It won't be the end of the world, right, Frankie? It won't be the end of the world, and it's a good problem to have if you're the Yankee organization. And you got
who do I start in center field? Jason Dominguez or
Spencer Jones? Yeah,
God forbid you have to make that choice, right?
Yeah, but look, and that's obviously a good problem to have. But you know, I'm kind of in the camp right now that we got this next like 3 to 5 year window with Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole, and I'm not saying that's when that's not when the world ends. And I think a lot of these depth pieces, I think Soto, you got to re-sign this guy. Like,
that's a must.
You got to re-sign this guy. I cannot wait, man. Like, I'm going to be doing that Soto shuffle all over the freaking stadium. I'm going to be doing the Soto shuffle on the Jersey Shore boardwalk.
We're already selling Soto shuffle t-shirts at the stadium.
Yeah.
I am doing the Soto shuffle every day of my life for the next, like, 10 years, I hope. And I'll be 40. I'm 40 now, so my legs, you know, my hips are getting a little tired. So I need
you good, Frank. You got the salt and pepper steppers. You good. You got the salt and pepper steppers.
All day long.
Frank, let me ask you something real quick. When he gets a taste of the Yankee Stadium crowd and the roll call and the love he's going to get, do you see him going anywhere else, Frank?
I don't, but I mean, I think there was a while there we didn't see Yamamoto going anywhere else either. Facts. You know, and
yeah, but he didn't. He's not playing in New York.
No, I agree.
Soto's going to be here. Yeah,
and I think one thing, and you know, a lot of it got brought up with Tommy DeVito. You know, because you saw, you know, you saw like the Italian American community going crazy,
came out crazy,
particularly in New Jersey and New York for DeVito.
Oh yeah.
I see the same thing. Look, you see, did you guys ever see Ohtani play at Yankee Stadium?
Oh, he gets.
Oh yeah.
Yo, the number of Japanese media and Japanese Americans who come in and watch him is like insane. I think Soto, wherever he's playing, the number of Dominican flags you're going to see, like,
it's going to be like the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, like, and I can't wait for that because there is probably no better place in the United States than New York City for a guy a Dominican guy to be playing baseball and having that love and like, so I can't wait to see it. I think there's something to that we've missed a little bit. I'll say, I think the Yankees have gotten a little stale with like the hair stuff, the facial hair stuff. Like they're not like the Yankees that I grew like. The Derek Jeters of the world. Jorge Posada. Bro, you guys remember when Jorge Posada caught that ball, I think off Sean Figgins of all people, like caught that ball barehanded. Frankie, if you didn't ever saw this, like you got to watch this as an athlete.
Oh, trust me. My dad showed me that probably.
Yeah, bro, like Jorge Posada catching that ball barehanded and then like staring down that player. Like, I feel like we need a little bit of that edge back, and I hope that like a Soto can help bring that.
Even Verdugo bring a little bit of that.
Hell yeah, yo! I can't wait.
I love Verdugo.
I love he's such
an ugly dude, man. Oh my god,
he's handsome.
Oh yeah,
he's a star. He's a handsome guy, baby.
He's the one guy the Yankees should make the exception to keep the beard.
I hope. I think they should let the facial hair grow out anyway.
Completely different.
When it comes to the facial hair, we had Jabba Chamberlain on the channel. We've interviewed him, and Jabba said, Jabba said, their facial hair policy was an issue that he had. You know, he wanted to be able to grow his facial hair, but he understands it. And working EMS, I understand it. Frank, you're a service member as well. You get it. You understand it. But sooner or later, you gotta give a little bit back to the players. You don't want them walking out there looking like Brandon Marsh, right? So they can keep it nice, clean cut, stuff like that. But hey, that's another
guys with mustaches.
I like Frank's beard. Look at that beard.
Man,
I love it.
That's a nice little beard right there. There you go, Frank.
I'll try, man. Try.
Also, Frank, after the show, send me the information for that event for Jen and with Aaron Boone. I'll start putting it in the description of my videos going forward, so I can start helping promoting it as well going forward. And you can count me. I'll definitely be there as both covering it and also I want to get me a Aaron Boone autograph. Are you kidding me?
Yo, man. But it's gonna be fun, dude. And the fact that he's like willing to do it with like a $20 ticket price, like. He knows that it's not going to be like a Wall Street crowd in that place. It's going to be like a fun, interactive event. And the dude, look, man, he's a gamer. We think we could ask him a tough question as a fan. Like that dude's at the helm of like a multi-billion-dollar brand.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to take the freaking manager of the Yankees for a walk. Like, come on, dude. Like that guy's. He's a pro.
He's got a tough job. It's a tough job.
I can't wait. Frank, we're about to get ready to set up for the duck race. Let the people know what do we have? What are we giving away right now? What are we doing right now for the New Year's?
Is it all right if we do 4 things?
Whatever you want to do, Frank. However you want to do.
All right. So I think I got one. You tell me how we do it. So I got a Trevi like 5x7. Like that's a pretty neat. Like it's got the all-star image. I love that. Like. Bottom corner where he's kind of like pointing up after a home run. And I'm a big baseball card guy. I'm 40 and I'm a nerd that still likes baseball cards. So, I got that Topps flagship from Trevi. That's autographed.
Okay.
Nice.
And then 2 of my guys that, they're not $1 million autographs, but, I love me some Oswaldo. So I got an Oswaldo rookie card autograph.
Nice.
I like that.
I love Ozzy. I freaking love that dude.
Ozzy's a good.
I love him. And then another dude that I got to spend time with that you guys mentioned before, Jake Bowers. Now,
Again,
bro. And again, like Jake Bowers has had a long road in professional baseball, man. That dude was a highly touted prospect with the Rays. I was with him for like 2 hours. That dude was amazing to every single fan. Just had a baby. Him and his wife just had a baby. And really rooting for him and his family in Milwaukee. I hope he gets some at bats. He's got some talent. And, that's another thing we forget, man. And Frankie, as a college guy, if you're coming off the bench like once every 6 days,
it's a grind.
Man. Yeah, to hit a pitcher that like you've not seen in 4 years, if you've ever seen him at all, with like a split finger fastball that you're just like, what? I can't even see that. Yeah, like it's these guys, and the same thing happened with Oswaldo last year. I think he was off to a little bit of a rough start earlier in the season, but once he got some consistent at bats in the summer, he turned it on a little bit. I think he's a guy that we can look for. So you guys tell me, man, we could do this as like a grand prize, and then just do some consolation prizes for the other three.
Celso is backstage setting it up. We'll do one big duck race, and we'll do it like 4 times. Celso, come up, explain to the folks. Oh, he's back there. Celso, if you could come back up one more time. Oh, nope, he left me again. All right, so as of right now, we got David Cohen, Anthony Medino, my guy Acevedo, JT, Yankee, Frankie, and Don Sicario are entered into the giveaway. If you guys want to enter into the contest, you can just leave a $1.99 super chat. We'll leave it open for a little bit longer, and then we'll see how that go. And then we'll add some more people for the duck race. I would say we'll do it at 12 o'clock. It's 11:52 right now, so we'll keep it running for the next 8 minutes, and we'll have it running until 12 o'clock. That way, once we got everybody in, my guy Hector Cruz. What is a duck race? Oh, my man,
Hector,
Cruz.
You can't wait, bro.
The duck races are one of my favorite things we do over here at Morning Brew. Also, we're sitting on 57 on the subscribers. We are on our way to 3,000 subs. If you guys can, smack that like button and hit the subscribe button for your boys. Frank, Luna, want to ask you one, because I got Frankie and I got Frank. I gotta distinguish. Who I'm talking to.
Messed up.
Yeah, Frank, I want to ask you, brother. I know we was at the event with Bernie Williams, right? You're going to be at the event with Aaron Boone. When it comes to these events, as a fan, right? As a Yankee fan, how much do you have to fight back and hold back your fandom so your fan doesn't come out more than your professional self?
It's interesting. You don't have to do it too much because they know to an extent. I mean, most of the events I've done are with Yankees, but either way, you just got to treat them like professionally. The hardest one for me was Paul O'Neill. Now I'm 40, so you guys know, like, Paul O'Neill to our generation was like, I mean, a man amongst men, right? Like, he was just amazing. I loved him to death. I mean, and I did an event with him at the Stone Pony, which is a classic like music venue at the Jersey Shore. Legendary acts have come through there. We had like 400 people at that thing. Keith McPherson was there to MC. I love Keith from WFN. I love that dude. He's from my area, and I love collaborating with him when I can. We had Brandon Steiner there, who, his agency kind of helped set that event up. So, like, at one point, like, I get a phone call at the venue, and I get a phone call, and the name like O'Neill pops up on your cell phone, and I didn't have his number at the time. And I'm like answering the phone, and it's Paul O'Neill calling my cell phone. And he's like, "Hey, Frank, Paul O'Neill here."
Like, what?
I'm like, dude, all right, what's up, man? Like, hey, Paul, good to talk to you. He's like, all right, we're a couple minutes out. As I understand, we're pulling to the back venue. He had a buddy of his and his buddy's wife were with him, and they were driving in, and like, there I am, like in the back parking lot at the Stone Pony in Asbury Park, like moving the barrier so Paul O'Neill could pull in. And I had met him before in a professional setting, so there was a familiarity there. But like, to even think like Paul O'Neill knew my name, was just like, oh my God. And then it's business. Like, then it's like, you got X amount of time to make X things happen. You got every fan that's there. Like, you want to make sure they have a positive experience. There's a business side of it. You got to make sure the checks are right. And that stuff matters in this industry. I've only been involved in it in a year on the professional side, but I think I've pulled off like 7-8 events this year. And the reason you keep doing them, you got to pay your bills on time. You got to be a professional. You can't treat these guys like a fanboy. Now, look, they appreciate the back and forth. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the private time I had with Paul O'Neill where we were doing some stuff, like, I showed him the video of me catching Andrew Velazquez's first home run. Because my Frankie, I don't know if you knew that. I caught Andrew Velazquez's first home run at Yankee Stadium on the fly. like a good dude. I was sitting there in like the bottom of the 8th inning with my glove on still, and dude hits a missile, and it was like tunnel vision. Like, oh my god, that's coming right to me. I catch it. My cousin always busts my stones and says that it wasn't a good catch. That it was like, average. So my cousin, what?
Catch is a catch, man.
Catch is a catch, man. But he does that just to bust me because, and I'm not saying I wasn't like the best athlete on the planet, but I made a little bit of a play on the ball. Yeah. So I showed Paul O'Neill that video because my cousin was back there. I said, "Yo, cousin Tim, we're gonna let Paul O'Neill decide if that was a good catch or not." So like in my mind, I think back at it, I'm like, I'm showing Paul O'Neill a video of me catching a New York Yankees first home run, and he's like saying to me, like, "Oh, it looks like your hand was extended." I'm like, "Oh, that's a catch. That's a catch. Like that's a catch." Like, that's a good catch, you know? And, like, just to think that I had that experience myself with Paul O'Neill. And then hundreds of people are counting on you to make sure that it's organized, that, like, nobody feels like they're a pain in the behind at the event, that, you know, it's like every single person there just wants that, like, 10 seconds of, like, oh, my God, this is, like, somebody I rooted for my whole life. And I'm getting to say something to them. Same thing with Trevi. We had the event with Trevino, and for all these events, I donate a bunch of tickets to the Asbury Park Little League, which is a little bit more of an urban community near where I live, nice. A little bit more diverse community. And a lot of those kids, you know, they wouldn't have the opportunity necessarily to chop it up with a professional baseball player. And like,
that's great.
The fact that there's these kids that get to come to these events and like, you know, what's amazing, a lot of them went up to Trevino. That was like the 3rd or 4th event in the area that we did. A lot of them went up to Trevino with a baseball that had already been signed by Oswaldo Cabrera and Aaron Boone. So these kids have those baseballs from previous events where they get to come for free, and they're like stacking up a baseball that has Paul O'Neill, Jose Trevino, Aaron Boone, Oswaldo Cabrera. Like, imagine you're a 10-year-old little leaguer. It doesn't matter if you play in the most expensive planet or the cheapest town in America. Like, that's cool opportunities for kids. So, you know, you can't be too much of a fanboy, but you got to be, you got to be a fan. You got to respect what these guys have done in their career, and you got to just be ready to execute, man. Just be cool, execute.
Got to have a nice little balance, right? Got to have a nice little balance of your professionalism with your fandom. I tell you this right now. When I met Bernie Williams for the first time, it wasn't at that event that we went to. It was at a Tuzio event that actually Soso and Jerry and Tiki, they were running with the Knights of Dejan, and they sent me out to the event. I tell you, I was a fanboy. I couldn't hold it in when it comes to Bernie Williams. I grew up as a big time Bernie Williams fan to the point that I can't even find
love Bernie Williams.
I have a Bernie Williams sign. Oh, hold on one second. Keep talking, TC. I'll go find it. Yeah, I'll go find it.
Well, and TC, you probably like. There's got to be a guy that you can think of that you may have met or want to meet, and same with you, Frankie. Right? Like,
I met. You guys know the basketball insider Woj? Yeah. Woj. So he went to my college. I got to say, Bonaventure, and I saw him. I was working a women's basketball game. I announced women's basketball. And
nice.
I go to the cafe. I grab a coffee before the game. I'm walking out and I see a guy. I'm like, oh my God, that is Woj. I was like, oh shit, like that's my boy. Like I look up to him, and then I'm like, all right, I'm not going to say anything because I'm in like a suit. I have a tie on. Like I'm watching the game. And I'm like, dude, fuck it. I'm gonna go fanboy over this dude. I run up to him like Woj. Like he was like talking to someone, but I was like, screw it. I'm in a rush, and I'm talking to him. I was like, Woj, man, like, I'm sorry, but I'm, like, a big fan. Like, so cool to meet you. Introduce myself. He was a good dude, but I've never, like, I don't like the fanboy when I see, like famous people. Like, I've met John Heyman. I've met Ken Rosenthal. I didn't fanboy over them like I did the way I fanboyed over them. Like he's a legend.
Listen, it's Woj. Nowadays, if Woj tweets something, that's like God messaging the NBA world and saying, "Wake up, check your phones." But no, this is my Bernie Williams signed autograph ball, right? So this is what I got from my father-in-law. My father-in-law used to work down at the financial center, and it was like, where do they have the bell? I'm too stupid sometimes, Frank.
Stock Exchange?
The Stock Exchange. He used to work at the New York Stock Exchange, and this is right when Bernie was still on the team. He signed this ball. He saved it for so many years. He knows I'm a diehard Yankee and Bernie Williams fan, so he gave this to me for my birthday. But Celso, let me know if you backstage. Let me know if the duck race is ready to go, so we could do some giveaways. Dr. Hitskins is entered into the contest. My guy Richie Rivera from Empire State of Baseball.
Seriously, you enter that thing. Like, where else are you gonna get Trevi, Oswaldo, $1.99? You're gonna win one of these autographs.
That's right.
Come on, man.
Exactly. It's just $1.99.
Best deal on the internet.
My guy Rod Thompson is in the building. Rod, how you doing? Salute. 3 capital S's. Celso, just let me know. I know you're backstage working your behind off, so just let us know when you're ready, and then we'll kick it off when it comes to that. But to continue the conversation,
hey, Rich, I can make that happen.
Really quick, I'll be back.
Yeah, go ahead, Frank. Frankie, I'll just put you right there. When you come back,
that'll be the next duck race. Rich wants a TC Steele's autograph ball, so that's that's in the next one.
All right, I got you, TC Steels. We'll set that up. But no, TC, let's switch it up. We talked about the Yamamoto, obviously Juan Soto. We talked about that, how the Yankees, after this season that went by, they can't afford to lose Juan Soto to either the Mets or to the Red Sox next year. So they got to make it a priority to re-sign Juan Soto. So I'm gonna ask you, TC Steele, with the money that is being thrown around, what are you comfortable with Juan Soto getting at the age of 25? And again, I wish I played baseball. You feel me? With these contracts that are thrown out there, I wish I could get a partial of what they're getting. But TC, what is the contract you're offering to Juan Soto? What do you feel comfortable with?
Well, it's not my money, so I mean, I can give you any figure, but I'm seeing it's probably going to be like a 12, 13-year deal for probably close to 500 million, anywhere in that ballpark, 450 to 500. And I'm fine with it. He's a generational talent. We need him, like Frank was saying, our window's closing of opportunity with Garrett Cole and Aaron Judge. We got to put guys around them. The time is slipping away. So I'm 500 mil over 12, 13 years, even 14 years, whatever, we got to give him whatever he wants. He can't go anywhere else. He can't go to the Red Sox. Can't go to the Mets. No, the guy's going to want to stay here. Yeah, the Dodgers.
Can't have that, Frank. No, can't have that. But listen, you guys know over here that one thing that myself and TC we love to do. We love to do math over here, right? So let's just do the math when it comes to the Yankees, right? The Yankees last year total ticket sales for the 2023 season. Ticket sales for the 2023 season. Let me see right there. The Yankees had an estimate of 852.2 million tickets sold at the Yankee games last year, right? So if you look at the average ticket price for the Yankees, average ticket price, Yankees 2023. When you look at the average, it was $65.93. So if you do the math on just those numbers right there, 65.93 times, now this is just off of ticket sales, 852 million tickets sold. Hold on. Public school math right here. Sorry, folks.
That's Casio calculator up.
Yeah. This is what happens when you got those type of calculators. Off of that right there, the Yankees made, off of ticket sales, over $500 million. Off of ticket sales. Off of ticket sales. So I don't want to hear any conversations about the Yankees not having the money to re-sign Juan Soto. This is my guy Frankie, brought him back. But Soso said the duck race is almost there. Frank, Luna, how you feel when it comes to Juan Soto and a contract offer from the Yankees? What are you thinking?
I think you're talking 500-600 million. I mean, it's going to probably be in between that number. I think he's going to want that 11, 12, 13 years. Is going to want to maybe have an opt-out by 30, something similar to what they offered Yamamoto. I mean,
so he could go back and re-up on that contract.
Do that 4 or 5 year opt-out just to kind of make it a little sweeter for the player. I think, and look, you got to see what happens, right? You got to see how this guy's season goes. But I think he I mean, just imagine him and Judge as anchors in that lineup for the next 8, 10 years, 6 years, whatever. And then plus for Soto. And then, look, man, we don't know what Dominguez is going to be. We don't know what Volpe is going to be offensively. I think, all right, Brett coming in with the $5. Let's go.
My guy, Brett, you just been entered into the contest. Brett, salute to you.
So, I mean, look, I think Volpe, you got to see more from him offensively this year. And I love Volpe. Like, I'm a Volpe truther.
Me too.
I love the guy. I love his family. I love his makeup. I love, Jill and I took her kids to so many Somerset Patriots games when Volpe was there. And then we took them to opening day when he made his major league debut. Bro, her kids have met Anthony Volpe so many times at Somerset Patriots games that, like, they feel like they know him.
Awesome.
Like they were 8 and 10, and they are screaming like Anthony. Like he's taking
That's
the
awesome.
field. Like
He's
he's
a good
taking the
dude,
field.
man.
Bro, he's amazing. I mean, that guy would sign autographs for like an hour for kids. After I'll never forget his 21st birthday. That guy stood around at the field at Somerset Patriots. His whole family's like on the field with him. That dude like signed autographs inside the stadium till the lights were out on his 21st birthday. By 10 p.m. on my 21st birthday, I couldn't have told you my name, let alone write it.
Same. You know what's funny?
Let's go, Celso.
I'll say this real quick. I'll say this real quick, and I throw it over to you, Celso. Frankie, I know you're still in college, so you probably deal with this or whatever. But Frank, when I turned 21, right, I was working at Lombardi's Pizzeria down in Little Italy. After my shift was over, we went down to the local bar, got shit-faced drunk or whatever. It was to the point, have any of you guys been like so wasted the next morning when you wake up? You don't work. You don't work, but your body automatically has that alarm that wakes you up or whatever. I woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning, dragging myself out of bed, thinking that I had to go to work, knowing that I took the day off. But Celso, I know you here. Let's do the ducky giveaways. Let's do this real quick. This is Frank Luna's favorite part of the channel. This is why he comes here.
I know. Well, my favorite part was Frank talking about, when Paul O'Neill knew his name. Frank, I feel the same way when you say my name every time. I'm like, Frank Luna knows me.
now you're getting so now we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. Yeah. Come on, man. Now I was having a pleasant time, and now you gotta drag me around like that, take me for a walk on a beautiful, what the hell is today? Thursday?
So that's how I felt when I met Frank in person, right? I had my glasses off. I was like, "Hey, this Hector from Morning Brew." He was like, "I know who you are, man. Get over here and give me a hug."
That's awesome.
So, guys, I got the duck race set up. Shout out to everybody that is in this first duck race. For all of you that dropped a super chat, you will be in for every single one of these duck races. So, you guys tell me which one you want to do now. And yes, I saw Empire State of Baseball. He said, "Are you guys serious about ducks?" He literally super chatted just for the ducks. I feel like, he was like, what, the giveaway is nice.
He wants to see the ducks. Yeah.
So we'll do this first one. All right, Frank, you pick which is the first giveaway we're doing. We'll save the big Trevi one for last.
All right.
We'll give other people chances to enter into.
Are we doing 4 races? Celso, are we doing 4 races?
What do you think, Frank? I know you're doing races.
I don't care. It's up to you, man. I mean, we can do
4 races.
Let's do 4.
Definitely.
All right, man. So we'll start. We'll go and do we want to let them pick a baseball card, or we'll just go with Jake Bauers first? First, my man. I love Bauers. So whoever wins this one,
let's do Bauers.
Jake Bauers.
I love Bauers, bro.
Batting leadoff, Jake Bauers.
He was the leadoff a few times. So you're right.
There you go.
We'll go batting order.
Yeah, Jake Bauers, the guy that I kept confusing with the TV show 24.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Bauers card is up. Thank you for your super chats. Let's go super full screen here, people. Let's go full screen. Let's take our ugly mugs off and let the race begin. Ladies and gentlemen, we're off. Here we go. For Jake Bauer, card is off. And look at these ducks coming in here looking beautiful. Taking the small little lead here early on. Dr. Hitskins is in the lead. Look at him looking brown, looking lovely. And a little triangle shapely David Cohen sneaking up from behind. He's coming. He said, "I want that Jake Bauer's card, damn it." And he's taking a nice lead. Oh, but the red star coming from behind. Oh, who's the freaking hat? The hat is coming out of nowhere. The snowman, Patrick
Franks. My guy Patrick Franks wins the first race When it comes to Jake Bauer, Patrick Franks, email us, MediaTeam at Morning Brew Sports.
Congratulations, Patty.
The email should be in the description of this video. If it's not, I will say it again, MediaTeam at morningbrewsports.com. Send us an email. We will make sure to get that out for you. Patty Franks,
Patrick.
my guy, Patrick Franks, congratulations.
Yo,
all
I'm
right.
not going far. Hold on.
All good, Frank.
Not bad for the first duck race. Guys, we'll leave it open if others want to jump in. Any super chat goes in. That helps cover shipping and everything, get things out to you guys and all that good stuff. Drop a super chat. Congrats, Patrick, on the first one. I've got duck races. Do we want to knock a second one out right now? Let's just
knock a second one out right now.
We'll do the Trevi baseball card next. Jill.
Hey.
Yo, before we do this, by the way, she can't hear me because I have it on my headphones. I just went and grabbed Jill just because I need her to see this Celso duck race. And she probably hears this ridiculousness.
World famous.
Bro, so Jill's like in the middle of doing stuff. She's standing in the doorway right now looking at me.
Shout out to Jill, the MVP.
Hey, Jill.
Yo, Jill is like the straight up legit MVP.
All right, let's go, Celso. Let's run it back.
But there's a problem though. I saw a comment in the chat from me that said that card was removed from today's slot of games. That one was spoken for. I thought we were.
Oh no! You're talking about.
I'm not getting that one. Okay,
no, you're not getting.
Hello,
that
Jill.
One. Let's do it again.
All right, here we go. The next race is up, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. That's right. A signed Trevino card is up. Here we go. 30 seconds on the clock. Let the quack begin. And we're off. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Where else are you going to tune in to see a whole bunch of shitty ducks running around? Swing your asses off, ducky. Here we go. Hector Cruz is in the lead.
That's what I was doing this.
Ladies and gentlemen, ducks, you better perform. Jill is watching, ducks. Come on, Dr. Hitskins for the lead. We're going faster. These ducks, these have to be the slowest ducks I've ever seen. Where the heck are the
Uncle Tats? Uncle Tats is coming up.
Coming from behind.
Oh, Brett Alexander.
Brett Alexander.
Last place.
Congrats,
Brett. Hey, Jill.
How you doing? Hope all is well. Shout out. Thank you guys all for participating in the duck race. We got 2 more duck race. Just so you know, that voice that Celso puts on, he always has conversations with that same exact voice in his head. So guys, don't be alarmed if it sounds a little bit too loud. And Frankie, we started doing these literally right after you left. We started doing these giveaways, so you didn't miss that much.
Listen, since Frankie's been gone, Frankie went through puberty. All right, bro. Like he started with us. He didn't have a mustache. He was like, "Well, college is right around the corner." Now he's like, just hanging out with woes. You know,
we had to make sure we gave Frankie enough money for ramen, oodles, and noodles. But Brett Alexander in the chat. Email us, MediaTeam at Morning Brew Sports. We'll keep the link open for another 5 minutes. If anybody else wants to enter, those who have already entered, your names will be kept for the next 2 races. But if anybody wants to enter the next 2 races, just leave a $1.99 super chat if you want. Whatever donations you can give are much appreciated. It's like going to the museum. Right at the museum, they say you don't got to pay, but if you want to give a donation, you could give a donation. So we're doing it just like the museum. We got 2 more races to go. Brett Alexander, email us at MediaTeam at morningbrewsports.com. Again, that's MediaTeam at morningbrewsports.com. My man Acevedo will be entered in. He got another super chat, so we got to enter my guy twice. Little 2 of the things
left.
We got an Ozzy.
Left.
Oswaldo autograph rookie card, and you got the Trevi 5x7, man. And then, Celso, I don't know if you need other stuff to give away, but it sounded like you might. So hit me up. I mean, we'll talk. But if you need other
TC
stuff,
Steele's autograph ball, I'll have to get that one out.
Man, I'm gonna enter that.
Yeah, we got our Knicks show tomorrow morning. So if you have anything that we could give, I know it's basketball, but if you have anything for
Knicks stuff.
It doesn't have to be Knicks. It could be whatever you want to give.
Really quick, Jigga, can someone win twice?
No, I think once you win, we take you out. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so we remove the winners once they're in, and then those that have done multiple super chats, they stay in there. Every time they've super chatted, they're in there. Gotcha. So Acevedo's in there, Garcia's in there, Strike Zone. But I see more people dropping super chats. I'll go add their names now. And Hector, I don't know if you saw that comment, but people want to know if we want to touch a little bit on this Hall of Fame bull crap. I'm just saying.
I was waiting because I saw it. I was just entering myself into the duck race because I'm trying to get the Cabrera card. That's one of my favorites.
Okay.
But Frank, I want to ask you, right? You know, this is a perfect way to segue as we wait for more people to come into the contest. But when it comes to the Hall of Fame, this is the one thing that I've said, and this is the one thing I've mentioned. I know a lot of people feel some type of way when it comes to the PEDs or steroid users from the late 90s, early 2000s. This is one thing I want to point out to people.
Talk for hours on this. Hector.
There is not, and Frankie, I think you and I, we've talked about it plenty of times. There is not one peer-reviewed scientific article that coordinates or connects PED uses with hand-to-eye coordination. So there's not one scientific article that says if you take PEDs, your hand-to-eye coordination will improve. Yes, PEDs and steroids, they may help you with stamina. They may help you with recovery. Yes, you may get a little bit more muscles, but you still need to be able to go out there and still hit the ball. Frank, what's your thoughts when it comes to the Hall of Fame and for some guys like A-Rod or Bonds that have been left out on the ballot? What
Frank goes?
After Frank, I'll throw it over to you, Frankie, and then TC Stills. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, Pete Rose, you know, you even go back to that. There's obviously, you can't have like what's good for one is bad for another. You know, I struggle with it, man, because look, there's very clear rules, right? And if a player, and you take it in life, like take the Hall of Fame out of it. Like if somebody violates a very clear rule, very clearly defined, that is considered cheating. It just is like that. That's not my definition. I'm sure if we looked it up in the dictionary, like that is almost to a T the definition of cheating. Do I think that A-Rod, through the use of performance enhancing drugs, do I think that turned him from a great baseball player into a Hall of Famer? I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I've never done any PEDs. I know guys who have, and I can tell you what, man, like they ran faster, they were stronger, they were better swimmer. I knew a buddy of mine, he was a lifeguard, and he did a couple cycles, and that dude turned in from like a decent lifeguard, a decent swimmer. He looked like a dolphin in the water after PED. I'm not even kidding, man. Like the way that guy moved, like, and he was a really good, strong swimmer, very strong, could lift the boat. All of a sudden, he was honestly, he was very open about it. He's like, look, man, I'm on it. Like, and you see that dude in the water, he looked like a dolphin, like the way he swam. So I don't know. I don't think that if you cheated, you should be rewarded. I think that's just me. But it doesn't mean that A-Rod's not one of the most talented players on the planet. It just means that he did something that he shouldn't have. And so, you know, I'm not 100% of a no, because I know there are guys in the Hall of Fame that have used them.
Big Poppy. Big Poppy.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So, you know, that's another thing. There's, you know, a lot of murkiness around who did what, how they did it, why they did it. So I don't know. I mean, if I had a vote, if I knew a guy tested positive for steroids during the period of time he was playing, I don't think I'd vote for him.
Hey, listen, got to respect that, right? And I'll throw it over to you, Frankie. All I want to say is I get what Frank is talking about, and I definitely respect his opinion. You know, one of the things that I just harbor back on, it's kind of hard to tell the story of baseball, right? If you had to write a book, right, and give it to a kid, it's kind of hard to tell the story of Major League Baseball without including the Barry Bonds, the Mark McGuires, the Sammy Sosas, the Alex Rodriguez, the Roger Clemenses of the world. It's kind of hard. Pete Rose as well. You bring up Pete Rose. It's hard to tell the story of baseball without including those guys that I mentioned. Frankie, I'll throw it over to you, then throw it over to TC Stills. And then I think Celso is finishing up the duck race, and we'll have 2 more duck races. We'll let Frank go on his way because it is the new year. So we want to let Frank have a good time with his family. But
I'm hustling, bro. I'm grinding. Frank. I appreciate you guys more than anything. But Frankie, I want to hear your thought on
So
as a pitcher, Frankie, go ahead.
To touch on something that Hector said earlier, like PEDs do not enhance your ability to hit the baseball. Yeah, it might affect your strength, of course, like speed and things like that as well. But the end of the day, you still got to be able to hit the baseball. And for the pitcher side, for Roger Clemens, still got to have, perfect mechanics. Takes a lot of work. So, and another thing, I got two more things I kind of want to.
Go ahead, Frankie. Go ahead. Do your thing.
So I think another thing you got to look at is the time period, right? Like you said, Frank, like it's at the end of the day, it's violating rules and you cheated nonetheless, at the end of the day. But one thing you got to look at too is that everybody was doing it back then. Like that's I know it might not sound right per se, but back in those days, everybody was bloating their heads, getting balloon heads up there with the PEDs. Like you gotta look, like if everybody's doing it, everybody's in the same field. Like today, nobody's doing it, to our knowledge per se.
Allegedly,
nobody's doing it, but
I'm sure someone's doing something.
Yeah, but everybody's on the same playing field nonetheless, I think.
Yeah,
and A-Rod was a terrific baseball player, on pace for the Hall of Fame before he did it, but like you said, he did cheat. And same thing with Barry Bonds, same thing with Sammy Sosa, McGuire. All these guys were amazing ball players even before they did it. And Barry Bonds, if you look at his splits before and after the PED use, he was already on pace to be one of the best baseball players of all time. There was really no reason for him to take PEDs, which was kind of a stupid decision on his part. But another thing about the Hall of Fame
I'll let you go. I think Celso just mentioned that we're ready to go. So go ahead, Frankie. I'll throw it over to TC to get his thoughts, and we'll go back to the duck race.
So
go ahead, do your thing.
The Hall of Fame is a collection of baseball history. And when you have the guy who has the most home runs in MLB history in Barry Bonds and the most Cy Young Awards, 6, Roger Clemens, right? If you have those two guys not there and they have two very important records in the books, I think it's kind of I just don't think it's right to not have those names there because they have two very prestigious, very highly regarded records. So so if there's a way to have them maybe
just acknowledge maybe for the season, maybe something.
Like I went to Cooperstown a couple summers ago and they had Hank Aaron. I don't know if they changed it. Now I went over COVID, so it was almost 4 years ago at this time. I don't know if they fixed it, but they had Hank Aaron having the most home runs because they didn't want to put Bonds there. Which is
they're most likely keep Hank Aaron as they're likely most likely keep Hank Aaron
that's
for now.
Misinformation, you know what I mean? There's a way to not put them in the Hall of Fame, but still have the record shown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
there's a way to highlight it.
They can do that. Like at least put, and there can be an asterisk on it. Say use PEDs, but has the most home runs. Use PEDs, but won the most Cy Youngs. So I definitely think they should at least give them the credit because at the end of the day, it's the record nonetheless. So there's definitely a way to not have the name in the Hall of Fame, but have the record shown there.
I'm right there with you, Frankie. TC, before you go, we got over 110 people in the building. If you guys can smack that like button, we are 20 likes away from 100. Let's get to 100 likes on the stream while my guy Frank Luna's in the building. Celso.
Hector, real quick. Everybody smile. Just because Celso's on the screen, I think I can do this. Prince. Everybody smile. I'm taking a screenshot because I need a picture with Celso, man.
There we go.
Yo, Frank, you know what's funny? I was telling Soso on the phone last night while I was making the graphic and everything. It's hard to find a picture of you when you're by yourself. Because you just have a bunch of pictures. You're hugging up with someone. You're right next to someone. It was hard for me to make the graphics for this video because there's not that many pictures of you by yourself. So we got to set up a Frank Luna photo shoot. We need you to have a photo shoot for 2024. All right, Frankie boy?
You got it, bro. All right, man.
All right, so we got 2 races. We're gonna knock those out. Hector, I don't know if you saw the chat. I got hit a DM on Twitter, and the guy said, "I'll pay $10 if you do the next race in your Adam Sandler voice." I said, "For $10, let's go." He hasn't shown up yet. Jokes on him though, because you know damn well I do that shit for free. But
Celso, I'll give you 20 and an Oswaldo autograph card to not. I need that.
Thank you,
bro.
Frank.
I want you to maintain your integrity, dude.
I'll go against you here. I would like to hear it. I've never heard it.
Frankie, don't get him going.
Well, listen. Frankie, I was gonna do it, but then I saw Rich from Empire State of Baseball said that's how it starts. You go from Adam Sandler voiceovers to OnlyFans, and that's not the route I want to go. So let's just stick to me calling the duck race, okay?
Go ahead, so
the next race. Which one is this? The Oswaldo Cabrera card?
Oswaldo, Ozzy.
Yes.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Morning Brew Sports Duck Races. Are you entered? I hope so. Thanks for the super chat. Ladies and gentlemen, let the race begin for the Oswaldo Cabrera card. The race is off. Look at this pretty little green ducky quackity quacky Acevedo. Came out looking spiffy today.
I think he makes a push.
No idea what Frankie just said, but hey, it was a good break for me to breathe. Appreciate you, Frankie. As the race keeps going, we've got look at Frankie. Yankee showed up with a space hat, thinking that's going to help him. Coming from the back, he said, "Suck on this." Here comes the strike zone. Ladies and gentlemen, that was
my guy. NFE. Salute. So we got one more. This is the big one. We could just take NFE out of that one. Salute to NFE. NFE to Strike Zone. Make sure you email us, MediaTeam@morningbrewsports.com. Again, that is MediaTeam@morningbrewsports.com. So we could get your address and make sure we send this out. My guy, Wes Niles, he wants to get entered into the contest. We got to enter you into the contest.
Big race coming up.
$199. We got the big Jose Trevino signed autograph. Again, this is all brought to you by our friend, Mr. Frank Luna. Again, this January 27th. Frank, let them know where that event's going to be at one more time.
Aaron Boone, man. Aaron Boone, Baseline Social, a Q&A. Get rowdy. We got an all-you-can-eat and drink VIP ticket that includes a photo op and an autograph for like $150. All you can eat, all you can drink for 2 hours. Autograph and photo op with the manager of the Yankees for $150. There's probably not anybody in this industry that's offering a ticket like that for an event like that. But the place we're doing it at, we want to make sure it's accessible. It's something that, look, I know times are tough for people, but if you really want to go to something, you can find the $150 for something like that. So, it's going to be really neat, man. Really cool experience to chop it up with the manager of the Yankees.
Umbrella.
Yes, Anthony Garcia. Right. You could bring your umbrella, and we could sing Rihanna's Umbrella song with Aaron Boone at the time. Under my umbrella, Ella.
So real quick, before we jump into that next race, appreciate everybody in the chat that's participated. Guys, we're 10 likes away from 100. Smash that like for your boys. Thank you guys all so much. We had a goal of hitting 2K before the end of the year. We surpassed that thanks to you guys sharing us and subbing and all the good stuff. Also, Frank, huge shout out to you, bro. Thank you for blessing the channel with the giveaways and hanging out with us. We love every second of it, man.
Appreciate you guys. Yep, seriously.
And I guess let's do this last race, and I'll take my ugly ass off the screen. Let's pull this up. Last race, ladies and gentlemen. If you enter, congratulations.
The Trevi 5x7.
The Trevi 5x7. The race of all races, ladies and gentlemen.
My money's on Hector.
Let the race begin. And we're off. We've got 28 seconds on the clock, and it looks like Steele Jr. is coming out. Start off early with that number 16. Oh my God, probably very cute. Someone's gonna say it's rigged.
Oh no, he got off too quick.
Someone's gonna say it's rigged out there. Jump your ass back there, Ducky.
From behind.
We've got someone coming. Oh, look. Oh, Acevedo dressed up as a Ducky grandma to pull the win, but Hiskins said not today. Not today. Dr. Hiskins from behind. He's gonna pull it.
My man, Dr. Hitskins come through and wins the Jose Trevino signed autograph picture. Again, For those of you who've won, email us, MediaTeam at morningbrewsports.com with your name, with your address, and with your screen name that appears on YouTube. We will make sure these will get out to you. Frank, when it comes to the shipping and everything like that, let us know. We could Venmo you how much it costs and everything.
What I gotta say though, because it's Christmas week, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 guys on here that didn't get any autographs. So Celso, when you send me these addresses, I want you to send me your address as well. And you too, Frankie, so I can get something in the mail for all you guys, man. I
appreciate you, Frank.
None of us are anything without the amazing Yankee fans and the guys we root for. And I don't care how old I get. Like when I see something that's autographed by a guy that plays for the Yankees, man, it's roast that duck, baby. But seriously, I appreciate what you guys do, man. I know it's a grind and you're out here putting out great content, and I just appreciate what you do as well. So get me all your addresses in here, and I'll make sure I get some stuff in the mail for you guys too.
Appreciate
that. Yeah, man. Kidding me?
Appreciate that.
Again, send me the information for this event. That way, going forward on Tuesday's episode, I'll do it on this one after we get off. But going forward, every video, the link in the description for Frank for the event will be in the description.
I appreciate
you guys. If you're in the New York City or the tri-state area, you'll be able to go to the event if you guys have the funds to do it. Frank, my guy, again, appreciate you
guys.
Any last words for the chat before you dip out, Frank?
Oh, man, it's a good day for a good day. It's just have fun, try to help someone. Don't forget to eat your breakfast. Simple stuff, man. Like just if you see somebody you can help, do it. My life is a lot more full when I'm out there.
Good motto.
And trying to help where I can and just having fun with this stuff. And I always said too, like if I ever got in a position with these athletes and this stuff that I try to do some good with it. And like Oswaldo Cabrera, we had him at Covenant House in Asbury Park, which is a place. It's a haven for homeless youth, and like that dude was there for a half hour with these kids who a couple months ago were pregnant or not pregnant, who a couple months ago were homeless, and you have a New York Yankee sitting in there, you just like sitting in it, like Oswaldo loved doing it. The guy took cash out of his own pocket the night before and was like, "Hey Frank, go grab some big gift cards that we can give to the kids." That's the side of this stuff that these guys don't really put out there as much as they should, but just do some good, man. Like there's just so much we can all do to chip in a little bit, and it matters. So I appreciate you guys. I really do.
Frank, I appreciate you, brother. Frank. Till next time, Happy New Year, my guy. If I don't see you around, but
likewise.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Healthy, stay healthy, stay safe for you and the family. All right.
Yeah, you guys too. Frankie's train hard, man. Don't take these weeks off. A lot of people are taking these next couple weeks off, man. Bro. Don't take them off.
Never do, man.
All right, boys. I'll catch
later,
you.
Frank.
Thanks, everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate you guys.
Later, my brother.
All right.
That was our guy, Frank Luna. If you guys can, throw the prayer emojis for our guy, Frank Luna. And we're sitting on 95 likes. We got 100 people in the building. 5 more likes away from 100. If you guys can, smack the like button. Like I said, throw the prayer emoji for our guy, Mr. Frank Luna. I'm going to throw the link in for the open panel because, of course, we're going to have an open panel for the next 30 minutes. We're going to rock out to 1 o'clock. Frankie, you good to rock out to 1 o'clock?
Yeah, of course, bro.
You good to stay with us? TC, you good?
It's going to
all right, my guy, TC,
all
everybody's good. So the link for the open panel is in the chat. We would do it for the next 25 minutes to 1 o'clock. If you guys want to come up for the open panel, you all know you guys are more than welcome to come up. But always be respectful, be courteous. Please, we got to respect the YouTube terms of services, Instagram terms of services, Twitter and Facebook as well. If you guys come up here, guys, come up, give your take as fast as you can so we can pass it off to the next person because we're going to be doing this for the next 25 minutes. And I bring you guys up as you showed up in the queue below. So I got my first 3 guys. I'm going to bring up DC, Jonathan, and El Consigliere. Just give me 1 second. David Cohen, how are you doing, brother? Salute, salute, salute.
What's up,
David?
Good, guys. How we doing?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
You got the tree back there, right?
Yeah. Nice. Getting ready for the New Year's. Christmas is over. How long do you wait before you get rid of your Christmas tree?
Usually about maybe mid-January.
I was just cool because some Puerto Ricans, I know, growing up, we wait till at least March to get rid of our Christmas tree.
Yeah, no, it definitely become because they stop collecting at some point. So.
Yeah, us Puerto Ricans, we keep the Christmas lights up to Easter. That's how we do it. But DC, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna bring up my guy Jonathan to join us in on the conversation. Jonathan, how you doing?
Jonathan, what's going on, man?
You doing good? You feeling good, Jonathan? Ready for the new year?
I'm ready for New Year's. I already have a planned trip. Not in January, in end of February.
Nice. You sipping on some apple cider? What you drinking on for the New Year's, Jonathan?
I'm allergic to apples. I can't have cider anymore.
Oh God!
Last I found out I was allergic to apples just a couple of months ago, and when I ate them, my body just
No, I get it. Like Acevedo says, us Latinos, we keep, especially in the Caribbean, because we celebrate the Four Kings. A lot of you folks probably don't know what the Four Kings holiday is for us, but we keep it up to at least the 6th. I was just joking about that earlier. But El Consigliere, the Yankee what's up, boy, buddy? How are you doing?
Hey guys, how are you?
I'm good, my guy. How are you doing, brother?
How's Texas?
I'm getting used to Texas. Yep.
How long have you been there so far? Because I know you just moved. So how long has it been?
Tomorrow will be 2 weeks.
Nice. Well, you're enjoying the good weather, the low state taxes, or no state taxes, if anything.
There's no state taxes.
But you're looking good and you're feeling good, Consigliere. That's all that matters. I'm gonna bring up one more person to join us for the conversation. My guy NFE from the Strike Zone. If you guys haven't followed the Strike Zone, make sure you give him a follow on YouTube. NFE, how are you feeling? And congratulations on the giveaway.
Yeah. Oh, much appreciated, guys. I'm feeling good. I just broke 100 subscribers yesterday, so I'm at 103 subscribers.
Right on.
So,
congrats.
Yeah. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. So now we're gonna go shoot for 200 and more. So I'm trying to go this thing out as quickly as possible.
Yeah. NFE, I know you be in the thousands and no time soon. I know you're very knowledgeable and you already are putting out good work when it comes to your channel. But folks, I got DC here. I'm gonna throw it over to David Cohen, Jonathan Consigliere, then NFE, and then we're gonna circle back to Frankie and then TC Stills. Frankie put his Instagram and his Twitter in his name, so make sure you guys go follow my guy, give him some support over there. David Cohen, I'm gonna throw it over to you. I'm going to throw it over to David Cohen real fast. When it comes to these trades, Corbin Burnes, Shane Bieber, Edward Cabrera, Dylan Cease, where do you want the Yankees to go? And when it comes to prospects, what are you willing to part with any of those guys? Go ahead, DC. I throw it over to you, and then throw it over to Jonathan, Yankee boy number 7, NFE, and let's circle back to the top. Like I said, if you guys could just keep your answers to as short as possible so we could get everybody involved in the conversation. David Cohen, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Heck. It seems like Miami is the best way to go. I wouldn't mind. I would actually rather trade with the White Sox, but it really seems like Miami's the best way to go. They have what we're looking for. We have what they're looking for. So they need hitters. We need pitching. Seems like a match made in heaven in my book. Almost as much as the Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth.
Hey, gotta love that. When you look at Edwards Cabrera's numbers over the past 3 seasons, he's been in the big leagues since 2021. 2021, he was 0-3 with a 5.81 ERA. 2022 was his breakout season, 6-4 with a 3.01 ERA. This last year, he kind of regressed, 7-7 with a 4.24 ERA, but he's still a very young pitcher, 25 years old. He has 3 to 4 years left when it comes to controllability. So as a team, this is a nice young piece to have, but what are you willing to give up, DC? I'll throw it back to you, and let's get the rest of the guys involved in the convo. Go ahead.
Cool. I believe in cause someone said in the chat before about trading Gleyber. I was like, well, don't forget when they were offering Gleyber to Miami, Kim Ng was there, so she's the one that really wanted Gleyber. Yeah. Now that she's gone, my guess is how I know how Miami is. They probably want a Peraza since they need a shortstop.
Yeah.
So give him a Peraza. I wouldn't listen at this point. It doesn't seem like the Yankees want him. So. All right, fine. You could give him the Peraza. I'd go Peraza, Pereira, I guess. But if I'm gonna give Pereira, you have to throw a reliever in there. So I have to do either 2 starters or a starter and a reliever. Because that trade they had that they were rumored for, which was Cabrera and Braxton Garrett, I try to revisit that, honestly. And if you say, well, what do you do with any of the other starters already in the rotation? Well, you could either move Nestor Cortez or Clark Schmidt to become long relief. Honestly, I'd probably move Nestor because the injuries. He's not used to throwing that many innings.
Yeah.
So he could become long relief, and then you could throw them in the rotation. You'd probably need at least 6 starters anyway, honestly speaking. So I wouldn't mind going to a 6-man at that point. And then you got 2 young, cost-controlled starters. And if you don't want to go that road, you go starter and reliever. And they have pretty decent relievers in Miami. So that's where I would go.
Okay. All right. Solid take. Jonathan, I'll throw it over to you. When it comes to the trade market, who are you eyeing on? And I got one more person backstage who will join us. Just hold on, Caputis, and I'll bring you up. But go ahead, Jonathan. The floor is yours.
I agree. I think Miami is the best trade partner. I know there's been a lot of chat on social media about a possible Corbin Burnes, but honestly, I think Corbin Burnes, the ask is going to be through the roof, and the Yankees
Same thing for Dylan Cease.
The Yankees will not want to give up what the Brewers will want for Corbin Burnes. So in my opinion, I don't think Corbin Burnes is an option, but Miami seems like the most logical option, along with a White Sox possible White Sox. So if it's not Miami, I would say the White Sox are the next possible answer. But Miami is the top choice.
Yeah. Listen, when it comes to Corbin Burnes, he is a phenomenal pitcher. Will be the perfect number 2 behind Garrett Cole. He's an innings eater since 2021. 2021, he got 167 innings under his belt. 2022, 202 innings. This last year, he had 193.2 thirds of innings pitched. And also since 2021, he has an ERA that is below 3. He has an average of a 2.93 ERA, which I think is top 5 in all of Major League Baseball. When it comes to starting pitchers.
I think Milwaukee will want at least 2 or 3 top 10 Yankee prospects, and I don't think the Yankees are willing to give it.
They're not gonna want to do that.
Yeah, that's the thing you got to worry about when it comes to Corbin Burnes, because yes, he is on a walk year. He will be a free agent after the season, so it's most likely a rental. If there's any, I don't think Corbin Burnes will be traded. And I got something else that I want to bring up when it comes to Corbin Burnes. Just give me 1 second so I can pull it up, fellas. When it comes to Corbin Burnes. Yes, a lot of us Yankee fans, we want him. Folks in the media are basically saying that the Milwaukee Brewers should be trading Corbin Burnes. But if you're a fan of the Milwaukee Brewers, Milwaukee already has one of the top 5, if not top 10, farm system in all of Major League Baseball. Why would you trade away your ace? I got my guy, the tapping the keg, who is a diehard Milwaukee Brewers fan, who says, why is the national media trying to bully the Milwaukee Brewers into a rebuild? They don't need to, even if they trade Corbin Burnes. What's your thoughts on that, Jonathan? And let's throw it over to Consigliere, Yankee boy number 7.
I agree. The Brewers have a top farm system, and they won't give away Burnes for just secondary trade pieces. I don't think the Yankees want to trade. I mean, it's possible the Yankees may go after a guy like Hector, but honestly, I do not know.
I'd rather have Jordan Hicks.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Hector thing. The money. I just don't like a closer that says that he's not going to pitch 4 outs to close a game out. I don't like that type of player on my team.
We had a guy in Domingo Germán last year who got drunk on his days off. You don't need someone who's just fooling around on the team.
Yeah, don't need that as well. Yankee boy number 7, I'm going to throw it over to you. What's your thoughts about different trade scenarios, and where do you want the Yankees to go, Consigliere?
Yep. Hello, Brother Hector. Truthfully, I want to see them go after Bieber. I want to see them go after Snell, and then do a trade with Miami. Because this way, whatever they have to pay for Snell and Bieber, they've already saved a whole shitload of money by not signing Yamamoto.
Yeah.
And the key is we want to keep the monies down so that we got enough to entice Soto to stay. So, one of the key things about whoever we go after, we have to be mindful of that. And that's why I don't like Burnes, because Burnes, like you said, is a rental, and he's going to want a shitload of money in his free agency. And I'd rather have the money go to Soto than go.
Yeah.
Think we lose him?
Yankee boy number. It's that Texas Wi-Fi. That's exactly what that is. I'll throw it over. I'll throw it back. I'll throw it over to NFE. NFE, I want to get your take real quick until Yankee boy number 7 comes back. Go ahead, NFE.
Yeah, appreciate it. I would love for the Yankees to trade for Corbin Burnes, but only if they can get him to agree to sign an extension. And with that extension, they'd have to blow him away.
Yeah,
that's what I think. But it may not. It's probably not going to happen. He already said he was not going to do it, but he says that he'd have to be blown away. But the Marlins make a lot of sense. I know we keep revisiting the Marlins, and I'd be okay with making a trade with the Marlins. They have, they need some, they need some players such as they need a catcher, they need an infielder, and I think that's where, Gleyber Torres and all. What was that?
I forgot about catcher. Too.
Yeah, so they need a catcher, and the Yankees have too many catchers. So
was it 5, 4, 5 on the roster?
They have like 5 catchers.
Yeah, 5.
5.
Yeah.
They have 5. Yeah, they have 5. So Marlins are perfect, I think, as a trade partner. I know David Cohen brought up Braxton Garrett. I would love to have him, but I also read a couple of days ago that the Marlins are not really wanting to part ways with him. I think they want to keep him. So when
it comes to Corbin Burnes, I just want to get your take on this, NFE. Corbin Burnes has already come out there. If you guys haven't seen the episode on Foul Territory, shout out to our guys over there, friends of the channel, friends of the show. They do amazing work. My guy Scott Braun over there. But when it comes to Corbin Burnes, he's come out and he said he's not signing no contract extension with anyone. So if you're the Milwaukee Brewers, your power when it comes to negotiation is not on your side. Right. So if you're having negotiations with teams, you may not get those top prospects because Corbin Burnes already admitted and came out and said, I'm not signing a contract extension. So if you're a team like the Yankees, if you're a team like the New York Mets, or even the Baltimore Orioles, NFE, why would you be willing to give up top prospects not knowing that this guy is going to sign a contract extension? So when it comes to negotiations, I don't think a lot of this negotiation power is going to be on the Brewers side. What's your thoughts on that, NFE, before I bring up the next person to join us?
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, he did, like I said, he did come out and say he wouldn't sign an extension, which I don't blame him. I understand he wants to test the free agent market, and he has every right to. I don't see what he has every right to test it. He's a durable guy. He's consistent, but he did say he would have to be blown away. I don't know what that means, but he says he would have to be blown away with an extension. Like he would consider it, but he would rather test the market. But then what do you give him? I'm just throwing a number out there, and if you tell me to kick rocks, go for it. But if you give him an extension of like 180 million for 6 years, will that blow him away, or will he want more?
Let's see, 180 divided by 6. That's 30 million a season. That's what we would have given Yamamoto. I would say anywhere 25 to 30 million dollars is probably what he would want. I think he's going to be 30 years old as well when he becomes a free agent. So if I'm Corbin Burnes, I'm trying to get me a 6 to 8 year deal, especially if Scott Boras is your agent. So 6 to 8 years at 25 to 30 million AAV per season, that may get it done. But again, is it going to blow him away? I'm not too sure. I think, with Scott Boras being his agent, he's going to do everything he can to get all of his guys to free agency. That's the issue when it comes to Scott Boras. I want to bring up one more guy to join us in on the conversation. Frankie, you may remember this guy from back in the day. My guy, Mr. Michael Caputis. Caputo, how are you doing, Caputi?
All right.
What's up, Caputo?
What's going on?
Caputo, it doesn't seem like you left your room ever since the Yamamoto news dropped. Are you okay? Are you all right? Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm all right. Right.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking around. Caputo, what's your thoughts when it comes to the trade market? Where do you want the Yankees to go, and how do you want the Yankees to attack their plan B after losing out on Yamamoto? And let's throw it over to Frankie and TC to get their takes before we get ready to wrap things up. Go ahead, Caputis.
Well, yeah, I do want Corbin Burnes. I actually now they're saying Luis Castillo is available and Logan Gilbert, so I would love to have one of those two guys. I would go in that direction. But the Mariners really serious about trading those guys, or it's all smoke? I mean, is it all is it fake news, or because that GM on the Mariners? I heard that guy is something wrong with that guy, and he just trades everybody for the sake of trading them.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of the GM. Do you know the Seattle
Dipoto?
Yeah, he's like a head case, that guy. So he just trades guys for the sake of trading. And then why would you trade your ace though? I don't get like the logic of that. Why would you trade Luis Castillo when they just gave him a 4-year extension? So
especially after giving Julio Rodriguez a massive contract extension, right? So why are you pivoting and stuff like that? But Caputo, when it comes to prospects, DC, I'll throw it over to you after Frankie and TC goes. But when it comes to prospects, you and I, we've had conversations with Frankie as well about prospects, with TCs as well. I know you're not someone that likes the prospect hugging, Michael Caputo. No, what are you willing to give up when it comes to prospects in order to get a Corbin Burnes, Luis Castillo, or Logan Gilbert, one of the names that you mentioned? What's your thoughts, Caputis?
Well, I would give up Austin Wells. I would give up Spencer Jones, I guess Pereira. But obviously not Volpe and Dominguez, because I know they're not going to do that. And Dominguez is hurt. So, yeah, for Corbin Burnes, I do that. And Shane Bieber, I think Shane Bieber is actually the most realistic, because Shane Bieber, he lost his velocity the last 2-3 years. He hasn't been the same pitcher. And I don't think they're going to ask for a king's ransom for Bieber. I think it's going to be like, I guess maybe Spencer Jones, Wells, and maybe a Peraza. I don't think this.
Or even less than that. Maybe just
Pereira. He has 1 year.
We get no Spencer Jones for Bieber. No way.
Yeah.
Same thing like Corbin Burnes. He's a free agent.
And did you hear the rumors about Shane Bieber and Clase getting traded to the Dodgers? I guess it was fake news.
That was
fake.
I hope so.
Yeah, that was fake.
They also mentioned the Reds too.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
the Reds are on Bieber.
That trade goes through, I'm not watching baseball next season.
If
Dodgers,
that happens,
it's scripted. If that trade would have went through, that would.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just at the point to be. The Dodgers are forming a super team. Why can't the Yankees have a super team? It's just, can there be a salary cap in baseball? I mean, it's just, this is ridiculous what the Dodgers are doing.
There'll never be a salary cap.
There will never be a salary cap in baseball. And Caputo, I understand your frustrations, right? I get it. But you got to look at it like this. Even though Yamamoto chose the Dodgers, $325 for 12 years, the Yankees offered him, it was for $30 million a season.
Oh, no, I'm over that.
It was more guaranteed money. So it's not like the Yankees were trying to do this like they did with Bryce Harper, not even entertain or even have a conversation. They were super competitive. They didn't cheap out. They offered the guy $30 million a season when he hasn't even pitched. He hasn't even pitched in the major leagues. He never wanted to be with the Dodgers. And I think we can all agree. We've all taken the plane.
I'm over that. Right? I just don't like the fact that the Dodgers are building this infinity gauntlet, like the Avengers.
Hey, fuck them, Caputi. Fuck the
Yankees
Dodgers.
Have done it for years.
Otani sucks. Yamamoto's gonna stub his toe on opening night coming out of the dugout.
Yo,
he's incredible.
I'm joking.
He's gonna trip on the steps running out.
Yeah, gotta make sure he doesn't stub his toe run in the outfield.
Last year, the Yankees had Aaron Judge's toe situation. This year, the Dodgers are going to have Yamamoto's big toe when he hits the shit coming out of the dugout. Frankie, I'll throw it over to you, and then TC, we're going to get ready to wrap it up, but I want to get your guys' takes when it comes to the trade markets on the guys we was talking about, and then we'll throw it around to DC, Jonathan, NFE, and Caputi one more time to close this out. But go ahead, Frankie.
Yeah, I said earlier, we definitely need one more starting pitcher. I wouldn't be opposed to a Hader or a Hicks either. I mean, what is the news on Scott Effros, the guy we got from?
He should be ready to go.
Right? I also think getting back Scott Effros should steer us away from getting a Hicks or or a hater. I mean,
Frankie, just so you know, when it comes to Scott Efros and when it comes to Luis Hill, according to the reports, they're already down in Tampa at the Yankees training complex, working out, getting ready for spring training.
Perfect. That should steer us away, like I said, from getting one of those guys. I know Hader said he doesn't want to pitch a 4-out save, which is kind of concerning. That's not something you want to hear out of a guy who's going to get a boatload of money, whether it's from the Yankees or someone else. That's just not – that's concerning. Or the Dodgers. Yeah, oh, my God. But I would like Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks is a great reliever, but that also shouldn't steer us away from hence getting a starting pitcher like a Bieber, like a Cease. We even talked about Dylan Cease. He's a stud, man. So we'll see. And Cease is not going to have a high price tag because he didn't have that good of a year last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he pitched great last year at all.
No, he had an ERA over 4.50. Frankie, before you continue, I got 2 super chats that I got to get to real quick. My guy Yankee Frankie with the $5 super chat. What about trying to sign Imaga or that Cuban pitcher that throws 100 miles per hour? Yariel Rodriguez. That's another guy that the Yankees are kicking the can around. My guy Rod Thompson with the $9.99 super chat. My guy Rod says, don't care what the Dodgers do. The Yankees have done this before. Super teams don't work in baseball because there are too many variables still have to play the game. Rod Thompson, absolutely right. You guys remember, Frankie, you may have been too young to remember this, but you guys remember back, I think in 2014 or 2015, you remember when the Padres put together a super team, Justin Upton, Will Myers, James Shield. You remember that super team they put together? They ain't do nothing. The Padres ain't do nothing, so they traded away those pieces. Trading away James Shield to the White Sox to get Fernando Tatis Jr. was the best thing that happened out that fake super team. TC, I want to throw it over to you to get your same take when it comes to the different trade scenarios, and let's throw it over to the fellas to get that last take because it is the new year. Last episode of the Yankees Morning Brew for the new year. TC, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, everyone makes a lot of good points, and you know, David with the Marlins, that seems like the best fit. I wouldn't mind a Blake Snell just going out there and give him some money. You know, I know he's left-handed and he's maybe can't handle the New York spotlight, but you know, that's the easy way out because it's just money. We can't. Corbin Burnes is going to take a haul, and who says he's going to sign? I'm not emptying the prospects for Corbin Burnes 1 year, but we do need someone like that. We need a second ace, and Blake Snell's he's not a slouch. I mean, 2 Cy Young Award, you know. So hey, but and the other one is
too.
Exactly, yeah, he knows how to pitch there. And Dylan Cease, we forgot about Dylan Cease. He would be a good fit, I think, with, teaming up with Matt Blake and Garrett Cole, kind of mentoring him and helping him out. I think he fits well with this staff. I don't think it's going to be as costly as a Corbin Burnes. So if they, don't need a Spencer Jones, maybe a Pereira or a Glaber or something like that, that would work. I wouldn't mind taking a chance on that Yariel Rodriguez because he's either a starter or closer. We don't know, where he could end up, but that's a good choice as well. So there's a lot of different, opportunities out there. I just don't see them, going for Corbin Burnes and they're going to ask for everybody. So we'll see.
I would say Corbin Burnes, Jonathan, I'll throw it over to you after David goes. But when it comes to Corbin Burnes, I see Corbin Burnes as more of a pipe dream for us Yankee fans, right? Because of what's it going to cost to get Corbin Burnes. Shane Bieber, I think, is realistic. Edward Cabrera, I think, is realistic as well. If you're in the front office, you got to ask yourself, do you want to go for the sure thing and Shane Bieber, who is declining, or Do you want to take a flyer on Edward Cabrera, who seems more like a project more than anything else? And if you look at the Yankees over the past 15 to 20 years, we haven't done good when it comes to projects like Michael Pineda, right? The Big Maple, who we got from the Seattle Mariners, right? Jameson, Tyone, Paxton. We didn't do good when it comes to the projects. So I'm not sure if the Yankees want to take a flyer on a project or they want to go in the short thing when it comes to Shane Bieber. That's just how I see it. My guy Mark T making in the chat. No projects. I'm right there with you. Shane Bieber, I think, is the more realistic option, especially if it's just for 1 year and you don't have to commit big time money and big time years into Shane Bieber. DC, I'll throw it over to you to get your take, last take of the rest of 2023, and let's throw it over to Jonathan, NFE, and Caputos before we wrap things up. Go ahead, David. And again, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Sorry, David. We got 130 people in the building. If you guys can, smack that like button. And if you're watching this for the first time and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If not, Michael Caputo will find your house and he would just ding-dong ditch for the rest of the year. Go ahead, DC.
Jonathan, I'll try to make it quick because I know you want to say something. But what I was going to say was we know Brian Cashman is good at finding bullpen arms, but let's be honest, when it comes to starters, doesn't exactly have a good record when it comes to that. So I was thinking this, it's crazy, it's out of the box, but why don't you utilize your two GMs in the front office? Let them make a deal for a starter. They have a little bit of a better track record in trading for starters than you have recently. You've been good at finding the bullpen guys, the Ian Hamiltons. Go in and get Clay Holmes. That's where your specialty seems to be. Stick to what you know best. Let your other guys in the front office, maybe they should be the ones to go in and get the starters, because let's be honest, the last few years, it was very easy to sign Garrett Cole to a 9-year, $324 million deal. It was easy to go get CC Sabathia and give him the most money. But when it comes to the other starters, it hasn't been great the last few years. So maybe, like I said, just thinking out of the box, maybe let those guys go deal with getting you starters because you haven't been good at that.
Yeah, no, I see your point right there. I got two chats that I want to highlight real quick. Hair Cruz just says, hello, I am new here. Salute to you. Thank you for finding us. Folks in the chat, let's welcome Cruz to the Brew Crew Familia. I'm new here. I would like to say the thing about Ohtani and another Japanese star is a joke, because it's not possible that all 29 major league teams cannot. Due to the luxury tax. Cruz, I am right there with you. My guy, the ultimate Steelio, my guy DJ Stills. What's up, Hector, TC, and the crew? Hector is such a G. When he gets pulled over, the cops give him their license and registration. Listen, when I get pulled over, I try to come up with whatever excuse just to get out the ticket. Jonathan, I'll throw it over to you. And Jay Boogie with the $5 super chat. Shout out to the chat and the panel. Blessings, health, and happiness. I'm calling Cashman. Everyone on you on this panel need to be in the office ASAP. Jay Boogie, salute to you, my guy.
Anybody in New York Yankee YouTube chat talk about as a possible trade, and that is Jordan Wicks from the Cubs. He is young, 24 years old, and I think he's coming off his rookie year, and he's a lefty starter. What do you think about the possibility of a Jordan Wicks?
Listen, if any other Yankee content creator starts talking about that guy, we know my guy Jonathan brought him up first. But Uncle Tats with the $4.99 super chat. If you're not liking or if you're not hitting the like button out of the gate, you're doing life wrong, and hit that subscribe. 100% Uncle Tats. And for your question, Jonathan, if I'm the Cubs, and the Cubs are in a very weird spot right now. Right, they just signed Craig Counsell to be their new manager for a boatload of money. He
got to play. He got a player contract.
He got a player. Exactly. He got what ICAF is getting in Toronto. That's the money he's got to be the manager. But if I'm the Cubs, I'm gonna try to wait and see what this season holds out. I don't think the Cubs are going to be trading one of their young starting pitchers who was just a rookie, who has 5 to 6 years left of control. If I'm the Cubs, I'm waiting to see what the trade market does, to see what happens with Corbin Burnes, to see what happens with Shane Bieber. If any of those pitchers are moved and you have a team like the Yankees who are desperate for starting pitchers, maybe you could get something from the Yankees if you're the Cubs.
Yeah, as a starting pitcher, I think that guy Jordan Wicks, but realistically, with excluding Wicks, I think the Marlins are the most realistic team. The Marlins and possibly the White Sox, but
yeah,
I think the Marlins are the top team for a starting pitching trade.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, Jonathan. That's a great choice as well, Jonathan. NFE, I'm gonna throw it over to you. Last words of the new year, and shout out to everybody that's in the chat that's been rocking out with us. Anna Marie, one of my favorites in the community. Anthony Garcia, the ultimate Stelio, my guy Richie Rivera, Empire State of Baseball. Sean Browning is in the building. The Cruz. Welcome to the familiar. Sell out to you, Hair Cruz. Salute, salute, salute. There's Anna Marie right here. I just wanted to highlight her chat, but go ahead, NFE. Floor is yours.
Yeah, no. So the Yankees absolutely have to trade or sign a starting pitcher. You know, plain and simple. They have to. They can't not do it. So, you know, whether that's Yariel Rodriguez or, you know, I know Dylan Cease was another name that I was interested in, but for what I read with the White Sox, they were in talks with the Reds, but apparently they were wanting like 5 players for Dylan Cease, and I think that's a little much in my opinion. So if the Yankees were to talk with the White Sox, I mean, they can make a reasonable offer for him. And then also Shane Bieber. I mean, yeah, I'm not, you know, Shane Bieber's not one of my choices, but if the Yankees were to get him, I wouldn't be upset. Mm-hmm. But I keep revisiting the Marlins. You know, it just seems like I always go back to the Marlins. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it just makes too much sense.
Yeah.
And you know, a Monty reunion would be great, but I doubt that will happen. I think I had him originally going back to Texas, but I see him going to Boston.
Boston. Like Jason said that.
I can see either Boston. I can see either Boston or Baltimore when it comes to Jordan Montgomery. Baltimore, they desperately need a top end starting pitcher. Jordan Montgomery, he probably won't cost you as much as Blake Snell, but he's pitched in the AL East. Baltimore, they have money to overpay for someone. He's a World Series champ, like my guy Frankie just said. So if I had to put money, it will either be down to the Baltimore Orioles or to the Boston Red Sox. When it comes to Dylan Cease, I can see Baltimore being a team that overpays when it comes to prospects for Dylan Cease, because the Baltimore Orioles have a top 3, if not top 5 farm system in all of Major League Baseball.
I think there was one thing I took away from the Yamamoto.
Go ahead, Jonathan. I'll give it to you, and I want to throw it over to Michael Caputi.
The number 1 destination for foreign players. It doesn't seem like it's the excitement that you once had. They need to get back to the excitement that New York used to have under George Steinbrenner, really.
Well, I think when it comes down to the foreign markets, specifically when it comes to Japan, I think New York, they're at a disadvantage when you compare us to the Dodgers, when you compare us to LA. For the fact of, if you want to be able to be comfortable and be able to fly back and forth from your home in Japan over to the States, it's easier to do that from Japan to LA. From Japan to New York City, you're adding an extra 10 hours or 8 hours on your flight, depending on if you're leaving or if you're coming.
About 6 to 7 hours.
You got to add an extra 2 to 3 hours, because if you're leaving New York City to LA, it's faster because you're going with the wind. If you're coming back from LA to New York City, it's an extra 2 to 3 hours because you're going against the wind. It slows you down. So it's the same thing for Japan. If you're going from New York to Japan, it's a 2 or 3 hours shorter distance than coming back from Japan to New York, because you're going against the wind. It slows you down. But Caputis, I want to throw it over to you to get your take. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. We got Mr. Andy Martino. Not sure if it's the real one, but if you're a fake Andy Martino, we still love you. Salute to you. Thank you for being in the chat. We got 123 people in the building. Let me check how many likes we are sitting on before my guy.
That nobody knew what was going on with Yamamoto. So if that really is him, I credit him for that whole thing.
Credit you, Andy Martino. We got 120 likes, 130 people in the building. Smack that like button. We are sitting at 2,263 subscribers, on our way to 2,300. Help us get to 2,300. Caputis, the floor is yours, you handsome devil, you.
Yeah, well, I was just saying that that I would stay away from Japanese players from now on because they don't want to come here and they love the West Coast. And that's the number one destination right now, LA. So I would not get that other guy next to you, Sasaki, and these other ones. I just would stay away because it makes the Yankees look bad, and they don't want to come here. It's out of their control. I mean, they just, So I would just stay away from like Japanese players, even though I like them. But if they're gonna just choose the Dodgers every single one, then that's out. And the Yankees, it's this Juan Soto trade. I love it and all, but if this is all they do this offseason, this is not a successful offseason. I'm sorry.
I will tell you the one positive thing about not getting Yamamoto is that they will have more money to re-sign Soto next year.
Yeah. But that's a positive right there, and it kind of shifts Juan Soto as a priority now. Because if you would have signed Yamamoto, if you're the Yankees, you can fall back and be like, okay, we can let Juan Soto walk because we signed Yamamoto. Now that you don't have Yamamoto, it's a priority when it comes to the New York Yankees. They got to do everything they can to re-sign
and they were also
Juan Soto.
$300 million.
There you go,
they
Jordan.
are willing to give big contracts for a guy like Soto because Soto will want to get near Yamamoto Ohtani money.
You're starting with 6 when it comes to Soto, for sure.
Yeah. You're starting with 5, I think. But maybe
no way.
I thought
no
that
way.
too.
$600 million was the
you're
minimum.
Starting minimum 6. And if he was right in the chat, minimum 6.
Yeah. There's no way 500.
They signed for 7. Now you're definitely 6. Yeah. So
I would say the starting point in the conversation is 5 to 550. That's the starting point when you're having the negotiations with Juan Soto. But guess what? That's not my job. I just come on YouTube and talk shit. That's all I do. I just want to say I appreciate all of you fellas. David Coleman, you found us this year. I appreciate you. Jonathan as well. NFE from the Strike Zone. My guy Mikey Caputis. We've been going back and forth talking about the Yankees since 2022. Caputo, I love you. I got my guy Frankie who came back. Frankie, it's an open door policy whenever you want to join me up here. And of course, one of the best, if not the best co-host in all of Yankee universe, my guy, Mr. TC Stills. TC, Todd, I love you, my brother from another mother. I appreciate you, all the work that you have been doing with us over this past year. I'm going to let go of the rest of the fellas. That way, DC, Jonathan, Caputo, NFE, I appreciate you. TC, I'm going to give you the floor is yours. Last words for the new year. And let's throw it over to Frankie, who has just found us. He just found his home. He came back home. Go ahead, TC.
Home, baby. Yeah, man.
Yeah, nice meeting you, Frankie. Hector, appreciate you giving me the opportunity this whole year. I mean, it's been a great run. I can't wait for 2024. You, Jigga, the whole team. I'm looking forward to a great year. So, we all appreciate you, Hector. You do a wonderful job. You're the best. You are the best. And we all love you for it. The community is. We're all behind you. We're all supporting you for a huge run in 2024. Sky's the limit, man. Brother, love you, man.
We'll get it, bro.
Yeah. Frankie, last words to the community before you dip out. For those of you that don't know who Frankie is, this is my guy, Frankie Two Fingers, my guy, Frankie Pots and Pans. Go ahead, Frankie.
Yeah, man. Good to be back. I haven't really been on. I think this is maybe my second time since I got to school, got to college. So good to be back, man. This show really helped me get better at kind of what I want to do in life. So, so for sure, man. All praise to Hector. Seriously,
just to let you guys know, when I first started doing this, right? Again, Frankie used to be on with me when I had 5 people or 10 people in the chat, and we used to go crazy if it got up to 15. Now we got 120 people in the building, and we don't know how to act. But Frankie is a young guy that he messaged me on Twitter just randomly. Hey, I like what you're doing. I'm trying to get into this. Can I come on and get used to doing this? And I was like, come on, Frankie. And ever since then, Frankie was my guy. Frankie, I appreciate you.
Sure.
Like I said, open policy. Give my love and salute to your parents. Tell them I said happy holidays and happy New Year's as well. Shout out to the entire community. My guy, Richie Rivera from Empire State of Baseball. My guy, Ultimate Steelio, DJ Steels. Victorino, I appreciate you as well. Celso, come up here, Celso. Let's get some last words before we dip out for the new year, my guy.
Oh, I brought up Jonathan. Get out of here. Just want to shout out everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate everybody helping us kill it this year. It's been fun. We've got a lot of aspirations. Frankie, you literally can be the story of our year, bro. You went from, hey, can I be your friend, to college, to hanging out with us right before the new year. TC Steels, man, you've been an amazing co-host, bro. Hector, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Everybody in the chat, appreciate you guys. We got Brew Crew Chat Fam t-shirts coming out in 2024 for everybody. Oh, Frankie, look how big he is now, Hector. Sorry, guys.
You get phone calls and shit.
Breaking news.
Oh, how do I get back on here?
And we lost Frankie. Guys, tomorrow morning, we've got Nick's Morning Brew. We'll end the year off with a bang with one more show before the end of the year.
Yes.
Heck, TC, love you guys. Chat, Brew Crew Chat.
Love you
guys. And Frank, Luna, thank you so much for coming through today with the giveaways, bro. We'll make sure those giveaways get out to the 4 winners. We good, bro.
Make sure you guys email, if you want, email MediaTeam at Morning Brew Sports with your name, your address, and your username, so we know which is you. I think we got all 4 of them, like you said. Again, appreciate all of you guys. That interview that we have lined up with Anthony Volpe will be coming in 2024. Our guy, Jerry Ferrara, is working on that. Talking about Jerry, he was on ESPN Radio today, and there was a big shout out for Nick's Morning Brew, Yankees Morning Brew, and Morning Brew Sports. So, guys, 2024 is going to be a movie, as the Spanish folks say, un película.
Novela.
Nah, but appreciate all of you guys. Anna Marie, Anthony Garcia, Stephen B, Angel Serrano, Casey Funtime, big time Jerry Cadell, who's always in the chat. Appreciate all of you guys. Davey, Hard Cruz, Acevedo, Sean Browning, Michael Caputi, my guy Angel Serrano, who hardly catches us on the live stream, but he's always rewatching us and he's always typing away in the chats. Angel, I appreciate you.
And all the new guys that showed up.
Maker, appreciate you. Anthony Medina, mi hermano de la isla, I appreciate you. David Cohen, Patrick Sinclair, Anthony Garcia, again, appreciate all of you guys. One of my favorites, 01LS1Z2ABDABX. Appreciate you again. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and like always, deuces.